Yeah. Oh. Locked in, they don't wanna let me get out. I'ma put you on a bitch, you gotta sit out. Hit the street and had a block going crazy. Mama say I'm playing with my life and can't nobody save me up. I got steeds, they can't mess with my technique. Yeah, I'm a OG boy, don't disrespect me. Yeah, roll with me, I had your whole gang quarantine. Get the mobs and leave your block spotless like I'm Mr. Clean. Ooh. Back in 2010, I had a plan. Now 2021, they run the bands. Living in the future, I'm advanced. And when I get back outside, I make sure they understand I'm the man. Yeah, that's right. I make sure they understand that I'm the man. Yeah. If you ain't talking about no bands, that's a language I don't understand. I'm the man. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Chance and now you lost. Hey, that's expensive. What it cost? I don't look, I just floss. I be dripping like I'm Voss. Hit the mall and bought it all. All my diamonds clear. Blue diamonds is flawless. I could be a designer. You can shop up in my closet. Yeah, all my pieces custom. You can't go find it at Target. On the crib with my wallet. I ain't even pay a deposit. Yeah, what now? We pull up with no sticks. Bust down. Oh, thought he really. She do splits, I need 100%, cause I got commas on my wrist, yeah, commas. Back in 2010, I had a plan, yeah. Now 2021, they bring them bands. I've been living in the future, I'm advanced. And when I get back outside, I make sure they understand I'm the man, yeah, that's right. I make sure they understand that I'm the man, yeah. If you ain't talking about no bands, that's a language I don't understand.
Two-time Hall of Fame inductees, Brent Godarzi and Marty Young. Back-to-back #1 trucking firm in the nation. Back-to-back best attorney and best law firm in East Texas.
It's fully loaded, great gas mileage, 30,000-mile warranty.
I like it. What else do you have?
Here's one. It's fully loaded, great gas mileage, 30,000-mile warranty.
Looks like the same car.
Exactly the same. But this one's $120 less per month.
What's the catch?
No catch if you use Credit Union of Texas. Let me show you.
With the Credit Union of Texas Flex Auto Loan, you get the car of your dreams. Lower payments, no hassle. Get started now at cutx.org.
Crowley Funeral Home has been serving families in Gilmer since 1883. Funeral director and Gilmer High School graduate Troy Murray leads the professional staff at Crowley Funeral Home and is committed to providing dignified, respectful, and compassionate assistance to every family in their time of need. Crowley Funeral Home feels strongly about maintaining high standards of excellent service while still keeping prices affordable. At Crowley Funeral Home, we treat your family as our own.
Gilmer National Bank is your hometown community bank, serving people in East Texas for over a century. We are your neighbors, friends, and partners in making this a great place to live. Our employees make us a special place to do business. We are there for you when you need us. Come by and see us and find out what makes people say, "That's my bank." Gilmer National Bank, an equal opportunity lender and member FDIC.
At Farmers Insurance, we've seen almost everything, so we know how to cover almost anything, even a rock and wreck. Yeah! He rocked and rolled right into it, but we covered it. At Farmers, we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers, bum 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 bum.
When tragedy strikes, you don't want to be in a position where you're second guessing your lawyer's ability or the resolve to get you fairly compensated. When you hire Godarzi & Young, you know you're hiring a law firm that has nationally ranked settlements and verdicts. We have over 2 decades of experience holding 18-wheeler companies accountable for their negligent action. Don't make the mistake of hiring anybody else. Hire the best. Hire Godarzi & Young.
Do you enjoy watching your favorite TV programs on your smartphone or tablet? Or maybe you'd rather watch them on your Roku or Amazon Fire TV. Tired of having to change your TV input from your old traditional cable to watch your favorite streaming apps? If so, we have great news for you. eTex is making the move to streaming and has launched a new app. eTex TV allows you to watch over 130 channels in full HD on your streaming or mobile devices. This means you can simply download the eTex TV app, subscribe, and start watching. With all your favorite functions like DVR and Pause Live TV, and new features like Restart TV. To learn more, visit www.etex.net or contact a customer service rep at 903-797-HELP. That's 903-797-4357.
Texas Heritage National Bank would like to invite the Buckeye Nation to visit our new full-service bank in Gilmer. We are conveniently located on Highway 271 and Redbud Street with a brand new facility ready to serve our friends and neighbors. We offer competitive rates on all of our deposit products, as well as some great options for business financing to help your business grow from 5 employees to 500 employees. Texas Heritage National Bank would also like to take this time to thank all of the teachers, administration, and school board for investing in the future of our kiddos. We would also like to wish all of the student athletes a wonderful and safe year. Come see us soon.
It's gonna be alright. How can you tell? I feel it in my heart. It's gonna be okay.
Juicy's Burgers, serving you for over 40 years.
At First National Bank, together we're better. We're a regional bank, big enough for all of East Texas, that cares and is invested in the people and communities we serve, with the strength and services to meet the needs of every customer, big or small. From business financing for big companies and small mom and pops to our family of personal banking customers. First National Bank of East Texas. Together, we're better. And we think that's kind of a big deal.
Please join Jeff Rash and Alan Metzel each Monday morning for the Gilmer Buckeyes Coaches Show. Every week, Jeff and Alan discuss elements of the program, speak with special guests, give player updates, review key plays from the prior week, and give insights on the opponent for the current week. As a fan, this is your chance to go into the locker room and behind the scenes. To view the Coaches Show, go to GilmerBuckeyes.com and click on the Coaches Show button. Go Buckeyes!
two-time.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Kilgore, Texas, where your Gilmer Buckeyes are being hosted tonight by the Kilgore Bulldogs in the renovated stadium. However, the press boxes are not renovated and we are outside in the stands, so forgive us tonight for two things. Number one, if there are glitches in the stream, catch us tomorrow morning if you want to watch the replay. Otherwise, be patient with us as we are streaming off of a hotspot, and our guru, Mr. Eric Connis, tells us that we are definitely live and on the air. We will talk as loud as possible, which for my colleague, the voice of the Buckeyes, Jeff Rash, and myself is not that difficult of a task. But we are in for a barn burner tonight. We already talked about, Jeff, this is probably two of the best 0-1 teams that we will see in the state of Texas tonight. And we can certainly say that somebody's going home 0-2 tonight with a really, really good football team.
Yeah, there's no question about that. It's hard to believe. On the way over here, we were, I was listening to Pigskin Bob and Hard on the Sports Guy, and they went on and on about this particular game, and they were talking about that. You know, one of these great teams are going to go 0-2 after tonight and could still go win a state championship. I mean, and that's an absolute fact.
Well, and both teams that beat both these teams last week, both the Chapel Hill Bulldogs, who is Division I 4A, and also the Carthage Bulldogs, who were here last week and got out with a 3-point victory, only escaped Kilgore last week. All four of those teams could be playing for a state championship. And most likely three of those teams will be, or of all four of those teams will be playing each other down the road, as Kilgore is also in that district of doom with Chapel Hill.
Yeah.
So these are the best.
Yeah, they got a good district.
Texas.
You know, they got Lindale. And they're Division I. You got Kilgore Division I, and then you got Chapel Hill. I don't see anybody beating Chapel Hill. They're just too loaded, like you said last week. 10 Division I players, all on one football team, and they showed it last week. But I tell you what, like we said on the coaches show, I was impressed with the Buckeyes putting up 53 points on a team that's that loaded and a school that's bigger than ours. First game out, 3/4 of the boys that were on the field, that was their first start. I think the Buckeyes showed off a little bit last week, did a good job. Now people hear that and they say they lost 71-53. How many times you put up 53 and lose a football game?
Yeah,
Almost
let me tell you,
never.
Chapel Hill might not give up 53 points again this season, but I will tell you this, we're punching way, way, way above our weight class in these first two games.
And this week,
right. That's right.
And we'll do it again when we get to Lindale.
This is a loaded schedule, which it means exactly nothing. The motto this year is all about getting better and improving. So Coach Metzel did this on purpose, but I think there was a lot for Coach Metzel and the entire coaching staff to look at film on from last week's game against Chapel Hill and saying we have improved light years, especially on the offensive line. I mean, kudos to those guys. I know that you look at those two big SMU commits with the quarterback and Stewart, the running back.
Would you please
they rushed
stand
for 700 yards last week.
Gilmer High School marching band.
That is unbelievable.
Gilmer High School.
Well, they're the two best backs we'll see all year. If we go all the way, we said it last week, we go all the way to the state championship this year, we won't see two better backs. I guarantee
let me tell you
it.
something. I know that Chapel Hill would have given Longview a run for their money. They got one of the best backs in the nation heading to Alabama. Let me tell you, if he's better than one guy we saw last week, I want to go watch Longview play.
I'd like to go watch him. That's exactly right.
Well, folks, we're going to take a few minutes, commercial break, recognize a few of our sponsors, and come back to Kilgore, Texas with pregame, wrap-up, and the kickoff right after these messages.
I'm Hall of Fame inductees, Brent Godarzi and Marty Young. Back-to-back #1 trucking firm in the nation. Back-to-back best attorney and best law firm in East Texas.
It's fully loaded, great gas mileage, 30,000-mile warranty.
I like it. What else do you have?
Here's one. It's fully loaded, great gas mileage, 30,000-mile warranty.
Looks like the same car.
Exactly the same. But this one's $120 less per month.
What's the catch?
No catch if you use Credit Union of Texas. Let me show you.
With the Credit Union of Texas Flex Auto Loan, you get the car of your dreams, lower payments, no hassle. Get started now at cutx.org.
Crowley Funeral Home has been serving families in Gilmer since 1883. Funeral director and Gilmer High School graduate Troy Murray leads the professional staff at Crowley Funeral Home and is committed to providing dignified, respectful, and compassionate assistance to every family in their time of need. Crowley Funeral Home feels strongly about maintaining high standards of excellent service while still keeping prices affordable. At Crowley Funeral Home, we treat your family as our own.
Gilmer National Bank is your hometown community bank, serving people in East Texas for over a century. We are your neighbors, friends, and partners in making this a great place to live. Our employees make us a special place to do business. We are there for you when you need us. Come by and see us and find out what makes people say, "That's my bank." Gilmer National Bank, an equal opportunity lender and member FDIC.
And we're back here to Kilgore, Texas, where your Gilmer Buckeyes are getting ready to take on, really, they're a top 3 team in the state in Division I. We saw the number 1 team last week, Jeff, at Chapel Hill. And again, Division I, so they outnumbered the Buckeyes school-wise somewhere between 250 and 400 kids. And they are all kinds of good. Chapel Hill had the Carthage Bulldogs in here last week, ranked number 1 in the area and in the state in Division II, which is our division. And Carthage got out of here with a 3-point win. And the Carthage defense especially the Kilgore defense played very, very well and really surprised a lot of people against Carthage. So I think this matchup is actually better for the Buckeyes than last week for sure. So I expect another absolute barn burner, and then again, the Buckeyes punching above their weight class. And this is all by design for Coach Metzel, who says, look, preseason is preseason. Nothing matters until we get to district and it's 0-0. Of course, we got Pleasant Grove waiting on us in district, Liberty Islo waiting on us in district. So we've got tough competition. But, Jeff, we won't see this kind of competition again. Not last week, not this week, not for the rest of the year. Maybe if you run into Carthage again. But, again, I don't think that Carthage would have been within 4 touchdowns of Chapel Hill. That team reminded me more of the Gilmer Buckeyes in 2014 with all that NFL talent. You just see it oozing off the Chapel Hill Bulldogs. And it'll be interesting to see what they do the next couple of weeks, too, just to see how bad they're really putting it on whoever they're facing.
Well, that's right, Todd. And, like I said, Buckeyes, I thought, made a good showing last week, considering the talent they were up against. Might as well have been a small, junior college, but as far as talent goes. But how about some of the stuff we saw last week? First of all, when you go back and watch film, the offensive line, first game, are you kidding? Looked great. Not one penalty on the offensive line. When's the last time you saw a football game where you don't see at least 1, if not 5,
in game 1?
In game 1, illegal procedures. Number 1 call in the first game of a football game is illegal procedure followed by holding, and we didn't see holding or
not
illegal
once.
procedure
and
last
let me tell you
week.
something. The Buckeyes, but behind their new Thunder and Lightning package, of course, we all know about Will the Tomahawk and his speed that he brings to the table. But we found us the next version of Mr. Ashton Haynes, which is saying something in Sims with a little bit of thunder. The running game is all that it's cracked up to be, and of course, with Caden Tennyson being able to go to the air in his second year is just so much more comfortable in this offense. Had a few miscues last week, but also made a few huge plays.
That was part of the issue last week. We just couldn't get comfortable in the pocket. They were rushing that number 12 from that corner position. He was very effective at getting in the backfield and putting pressure on Caden. We didn't have one passing touchdown. I've never seen a game in the 22 years we've been doing this that Gilmer didn't score the majority of their touchdowns in the air, much less not have one passing touchdown. And so that kudos to those guys for defensively throwing off our passing game. But the coaches knew that going in, and they had planned a good running game, which they executed. Will Henderson rushed for over 200 yards in that game. To Eric Tate had a great game, couple of touchdowns, a run back, and one in the end zone. So they, good effort there. Like you mentioned, Sims. Just a great jump, and Octavian, a little number 24, sophomore, but man, the guy's got some wheels. So
had a little Deuce McAllister in him, didn't
we?
he?
We do, and we got some good backs, and we've got a good size, athletic offensive line. I like our chances this year a lot, and I like our chances in this game.
When you can score 53 points against 10 Division I guys, number one. But number two, we ran the ball whenever we got ready. Now, it's one thing to have all that speed and talent from a running back position, but you got to have somewhere to run, and the offensive line provided that in spades. Probably, and I told Coach Metzel before the game, I said, listen, for game one, given where we've been last year versus this year, that is the number one thing that stood out to me was the performance of the offensive line. And I'm telling you, they already look like they're in playoff form.
They look like game 5. And I'll tell you, I think you're going to see some things different tonight. The two things that got us last week, because remember, we went in at halftime basically, tied. We were 1 point down and 100% in the game. It was just we said it was a pickleball match, back and forth. Whoever had the ball was going to score.
That's right.
Third quarter, we kind of laid an egg, and that's what kind of got us and broke the momentum. But I'll tell you, the two things that got us is we were having trouble passing the ball because of pressure. I think you'll see that'll be a little different tonight. And the other thing we had trouble doing, and this was our Achilles heel last week, is we couldn't wrap up. We weren't tackling well. That's the main thing that the coaching staff was addressing this week. It's the thing that they pushed hardest was you've got to get in there and hold on. And I think you'll see much improvement tonight when it comes to the defense wrapping up.
Yeah, well, young defensive unit, Jeff, this is the first time that that they have really kind of gelled to play together. And, of course, missing so many of those linebackers from last year. Bell, who is the middle linebacker, is back in action. Thank goodness, because he is a monster at middle linebacker. But the Buckeyes tonight, as you see, wearing the orange pants with the white jerseys, orange gloves, really looks good. I like this combination. I think Coach Metzel dug down deep into the bowels of the field house to pull out this color combination. I like it. I really like it. I think it's got a little Oklahoma State kind of rolled in there. And the orange and black really looks good with those orange pants. Of course, Kilgore will be in red and black tonight. And let's talk a little bit about the Bulldogs. Again, they took the Carthage Bulldogs to the wire last week, coming out with a 3-point margin of defeat, 27-30. And really, they were in the game all the way up into the last possession.
That game could have went either way.
Down to the last second. But Kilgore is talented as Kilgore always is. But I tell you, I don't think Kilgore is as talented as they were last year physically. That's one of the things that I think is a better matchup for the Buckeyes tonight. Athletically, I think we're probably on a scale of 1 to 10, 1.5 to 2 points better in terms of size, in terms of speed, and in terms of athleticism. Obviously, last week, that was turned the other direction.
Well, it was. I thought it was fairly evenly matched speed-wise. We got
speed-wise for sure.
Speed-wise,
you got to Eric Tate and Will Henderson. You got an NFL team out there.
We're going to be We're going to have the fastest guy on the field all year long, all the way. If we go all the way to state.
And here comes the
Well, there's the horn. I forgot. We're in Kilgore with that obnoxious train horn that they blow. That's one thing I have not missed about coming to Kilgore, I'll tell you. But Kilgore's now on the field, and it's going to be a great football game tonight, folks. There's speed on both sides, athleticism. Both coaches, the staffs are very talented. These are two traditionally great football programs. Again, Kilgore being the larger school, Division I, Gilmer being Division II. But I think you're going to see that a lot of the speed and athleticism is going to be in favor on the Gilmer side tonight. I'll be surprised if that's not true. If we can wrap up tonight, if we can make tackles, get pressure in the backfield, keep our penalties where they were last week, because they did a great job last week of keeping their heads cool. The coaching staff told them, hey, look, Chapel Hill's going to want to fight. They're going to want it. They're scrap. They like to. They're going to, and they did. They got like 120 yards of penalties. Had a guy ejected in the first quarter. I mean, so the coaches had already prepared our guys. We will not engage. So I was really proud of our guys. For the most part, they did not. They backed off. They let them take the penalty. They didn't take the bait. So if they can do that again tonight, we're going to be
honor America. We're
going to be in good shape.
That's for sure. We're going to go to a commercial break while we do the national anthem. We'll be right back.
At Farmers Insurance, we've seen almost everything, so we know how to cover almost anything, even a rock and wreck.
Yeah!
He rocked and rolled right into it, but we covered it. At Farmers, we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
When tragedy strikes, you don't want to be in a position where you're second guessing your lawyer's ability or the resolve to get you fairly compensated. When you hire Godarzi & Young, you know you're hiring a law firm that has nationally ranked settlements and verdicts. We have over 2 decades of experience holding 18-wheeler companies accountable for their negligent action. Don't make the mistake of hiring anybody else. Hire the best. Hire Godarzi & Young.
All right, folks, we are back here in Kilgore, Texas, home of the obnoxious train horn.
Well,
and
hopefully we've heard the last of it tonight. That would be awesome.
And the Kilgore Bulldogs. Yeah, wouldn't that be great if that's the only time that played tonight? As the Buckeyes might get a shutout.
As the captains go down to the field, number 0 for the Buckeyes, Aaron Bell. Number 44, Cameron Graham. Number 78,
Pilcher. Number 6,
Mr. Pilcher, and number 6, Connor Dodd.
Aaron Bell.
And we will see what the first battle looks like tonight, which is the flip of the coin, and what the Buckeyes do. Of course, last week Chapel Hill won the toss and gave it to the Buckeyes, and we promptly went down and scored on them.
Well, I want to point out something you said earlier for those that are just joining us. And folks, we're going to be battling tonight a couple of things. I want to warn you ahead of time. Kilgore does not have data lines in their stadium for some reason, and so we're using cell phones to try to broadcast this game tonight. So we may have some interruptions. We want to apologize in advance for that. I also want to apologize. You're going to hear a lot of noise that you don't normally hear tonight, not just train horns, but also the announcer, which they've got their loudspeaker hot. And you're also going to hear crowd noise and bands. It's going to be a battle for us tonight trying to bring the game to you. But also you'll have a little bit of excitement as we have the ambiance of the noise of a Friday night football game. So we're actually setting out in the stadium with the crowd, with the bands, and open to all these noises. So I want to apologize in advance for anybody that's just tuning in. This is gonna be a wild one tonight for us, as well as a great football game on the field as the Gilmer Buckeyes match up against Division I, ranked third, I believe, Kilgore Bulldogs. So you have got, if you liked last week's matchup, you're going to like, you got more of the same. It's deja vu all over again.
Absolutely, and minus those 2 dudes from Chapel Hill that hopefully are someplace else tonight and not on the field with the Buckeyes. But the Buckeyes lost the toss, but Kilgore deferred. Fortunately, sitting over here on the east side stands, way up high. The sun has gone down, so we now have a little bit of
we can
visibility.
Actually see. Yeah.
So back deep for the Buckeyes. Number 1, the speedster Will Henderson, and number 24. I'm starting to call him Deuce instead of Octavian. That means 8, but he's wearing number 24, so he reminds me of Deuce, and that's what I may just go ahead and nickname him right now. As the Buckeyes get ready to receive the kick, the Kilgore Bulldogs kick it off. Here's the voice of the Buckeyes, Jeff Rash.
All right. Short kick, and it's going to be fielded up. It's almost like a little onside kick. They kicked it 15 yards. It's fielded by number 32, Braden Pate. And
I think they watched film last week and decided we're not kicking it to those guys. You know, Chapel Hill just kicked it out of bounds every time and said, no, thank you. You know, of course, to Eric Tate, who really has got Sundays dripping all over him. He reminds me so much athletically of Chris Boyd. He's got that kind of talent, and we will get a big taste of him tonight as well.
All right, same set as first snap last week. Handoff, left side, Will Henderson. And Will's good for about 4 yards on the carry. As he moves the ball forward, we would take all 4 yards all night long.
Right down the field, and that's exactly what you might see is Coach Metzel saying, hey, we're going to do this till you stop.
All right, hey, empty backfield. We hadn't seen that yet this year. Everybody's going out. We got Caden Tennyson in the shotgun by himself. They're sending Will Henderson. How would you like to cover Will Henderson downfield?
No, thank you.
Here's the snap. Drop back, quick pass, complete to number 13, Jeremiah Noble.
And the G-man gets that out to about the 48-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and 3, maybe 4 down territory here early on. Lots of stuff the Buckeyes can do in the playbook, but tight coverage there, man-to-man up front from Kilgore with one safety high. Let's see what happens with the Buckeyes.
All right, Henderson's back in the backfield. They're going to hand off up the middle. Got a lot of traffic, and Kilgore does a good job of just covering their gaps and stopping it. We got basically back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 4th and about 2.
Buckeye offense stays on the field, Jeff, so the Buckeyes feel like with Big Aaron Bell back there that they can go and kind of impose their will. But there's 8 guys in the box for Kilgore. They're daring the Buckeyes to throw it and going to try to take that passing game away very quickly.
Yeah.
Let's see if we try to get something on the outside here.
Hopefully this is going to be something outside. Will Henderson, you'll take Will Henderson out in space any day of the week. Bell in the slot, motion. Handoff up the middle. Henderson's got the first down.
Nice play to the weak side there, Will Henderson. We motioned everybody to this side, unbalanced because they have to bump over when they're in man-to-man coverage, Jeff. And that's just a kick-out block there on the right offensive side of the line. That's Lucas Cano over there. They just run to their strength, pick up the first down into Kilgore territory.
All right, Will Henderson back in the backfield from the shotgun. Here's the snap. Handoff again to Henderson. Henderson good for about 5. Nice carry.
Yeah, let's say Coach Metzel is establishing the run.
Yeah, I think so. He's trying to pull him inside. They saw film from last week. They know how many yards Will scored on that same play. So he's setting them up for the kill here, which will be a long pass downfield more than likely. Tight set from the Buckeyes. Drop back, looking to pass. Got a man open, drops the ball.
Oh, they call that a fumble. No way.
No, surely not. Are they calling that a fumble? I would have
complete to number 17.
All right, pass complete there to number 17, Grayson Bates, but he fumbles it, and it was recovered by Kilgore. It happened so fast, I didn't know if they'd call that an incomplete pass, but they do call it a fumble. And so Kilgore is going to take over their first offensive possession, 1st and 10 from their own 43-yard line.
First down, Bulldogs.
So now let's see what the offensive unit of Kilgore looks like up against the Buckeye defense. Again, last week struggling to tackle, wrap up. Let's see if we do a better job this week of getting back there, getting penetration, and wrapping up. Handoff, number 5 up the middle. Buckeyes all over him instantly. Drops him for a loss of 2, and that is a great defensive start.
And penetration, Jeff. That's the thing we did not see last week was white jerseys or black jerseys last week into the backfield to get penetration and disrupt that run before it starts. Lots of good athletes on Kilgore's team. Not quite the caliber we saw last week where you got him, and then all of a sudden he breaks for 70-plus yards. The Buckeye black flag defense doing a great job on that first down. Brings up 2nd and long, and that's where Kilgore does not want to be, Jeff. They've got a good athletic quarterback, not just a killer passer. So 2nd and 3rd and long is right where the Buckeyes want to
be. From the shotgun, 2 receivers left, 1 right for Kilgore, 1 back in the backfield. And we've got a flag on the play. They got delay a game. And that's going to back them up. You know, this same thing happened last week, right at the beginning of the game, if you'll remember, to Chapel Hill. So just slow to get the play off. It's going to back up another 5, bring up 2nd and 17. So not a great start so far for Kilgore.
Well, these situations is where I miss Rowan Llewellyn. It's lurking back there in the secondary, but you do have number 7, Brendan Webb, that is a kind of a row starter kit back there. Brendan has grown about a foot into his gene pool. We knew how talented that gene pool is, and Brendan's back there at safety, and I'll take it.
Here's the snap. Looking to pass. They're going to throw one out to the flat. Wide open, big 7-yard pickup there for Kilgore. Brings up 3rd and 10.
Back to the original line of scrimmage, Jeff. So that Buckeyes will go ahead and give up that flat pass. They covered it well. He completed it underneath to the seam route for a good about 8-yard pickup, 3rd down and 9. And this is the money down right here where the Buckeyes need to get maybe a negative play and keep them out of 4-down territory, take the ball back. As we said, Jeff, this week, don't expect to see 120 points and a mile of offense tonight.
Yeah, one back in the backfield, two receivers come out wide to the right and one to the left. Quarterback is in the shotgun for Kilgore. It's 3rd and 9, man in motion. Quarterback pulls it, rolls to his right, looking to pass. He's got a man wide open, and he does a great catch as he's falling backward on the 40 for a first down. And well executed there by Kilgore.
Yeah, and he came all the way from the backside, Jeff, so that's the slot back on the left-hand side that just runs to that spot and sits down in the blank spot in the zone. The Buckeyes linebackers pick up the drag route and have that covered, but they left that spot wide open right at the 40-yard marker. Picks up a first down. That is a big conversion for Kilgore after doing nothing but going backwards into Buckeye territory now. The Buckeyes got to bow their necks here as the first possession for Kilgore so far is moving the chains.
Two receivers wide to the left. Quick pitch, number 5 to the left side. Got Buckeyes all over it, missed 2 tackles. They were shoestring tackles, and Kilgore does a good job of fighting through the tackle and picking up some big yardage. They're going to move the chains again on a 10-yard carry.
Yeah, that is one of those plays where number 13, the G-man, Jeremiah, is not out there at that outside linebacker. You can see that one extra step of speed and what that would have meant. That would have been a 3-yard loss in the backfield. And they're just good athleticism from Kilgore. Got around the corner, got first down now inside the 30 at the Buckeye 28.
All right, Kilgore goes with the 2 receivers, one left, one right. They got a slot back in motion here. And they're showing a dive here. They are. They're going to dive up the middle. And what a great job there, Todd.
Devin McDonald, that's a young sophomore from the linebacker position. And that is what you want to see. Not that just penetration, but tackle.
Boy, he came in there and knocked his legs right out from under him.
Good sophomore. Nice to see that little youngster in there kind of taking some cues from Mr. Waseda last year. That, of course, is such an instinctual football player. Not really size-wise, but you saw that instinct come out there. 2nd down and 9 now. The Buckeyes got an opportunity to see if they can get into 4-down territory.
All right, backing up. Handoff up the middle, 15. And he is going to be drugged down there. I believe that's number 44 for the Buckeyes, or is that 40?
That's Cameron Brown,
yep. Yeah, Cameron Brown, number 44.
Tackle made by number 44, Cameron Brown.
And Cameron,
we may not have to call names, Jeff, because they can probably hear it in the loudspeakers.
Yeah, you've got number 44 and number 42 on the defensive line that look like twins. One's a sophomore and one's a senior. But you got the big number 42, Trey Lee, down there as well. Gilmer got some good size this year on the defensive line.
Good young size, too.
So what they're going to focus on tonight is gap integrity. They're going to try to shut those gaps down. So let's see if they're able to do it tonight. Number 5 back in as the running back for Kilgore. They're going to hand off again up the middle, and he's got nothing. As that big defensive line shuts it down again. And that's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, what that play tells you from Kilgore right there, Jeff, is we're going to go for it on 4th down. You're going to try to take the run, try to get it into 4th and short. The Buckeye defense does a great job, but they are inside the 30-yard line, inside the 25. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Not much kicking game in Kilgore. The opportunity is right here, right now for the black flag to get off the field and to turn them away. Watch them try to get the quarterback out into space in a run-pass option here.
Yeah, they're definitely going to do probably something rolling to the right side again,
right.
And try to take advantage of that zone defense. Here's the snap. He's rolling to the right side. Quarterback keeper, and they stuff him. Big number 0, Aaron Bell, comes from the backside and takes him down. That'll be turnover on down.
What a difference a week makes as the practice, obviously, from Coach Edwards and the defensive staff. They heard him as that was as impressive a defensive stop, just keeping them contained and getting them into a situation where Kilgore was dared to go for it on 4th down. They did, and the black flag turns it back over to this offense. First turnover on the first drive doesn't hurt when you got that defense to do.
They're going to an empty backfield again. This is going to be a pass. Going to be a quarterback keeper. Caden goes over the right side. There's not a lot there, and they're going to drop him for what may be a 2-yard loss.
Quarterback keeper by Caden.
Hadn't seen the spot yet.
Tackled quickly by number 2, P.J. Wiley.
Maybe back to the line of scrimmage, 2nd and 10.
Play brings up 2nd down.
Well, Jeff, you made the call. You can see Coach Metzel now trying to spread out all those red jerseys and create some space. Obviously, in the first drive, trying to establish a run game. Now you're kind of behind the chains and deep in your own territory, second down. Really important we get 4 or 5 yards here.
All right, Will Henderson's in the backfield. Here's the snap. Hand off to Henderson up the middle. Nothing there. And Henderson's going to get maybe a yard or two for momentum. And there is a lot of humanity on the line of scrimmage tonight. Both sides of the ball. There's not a lot of rooms. Last week, a lot of gaps on both sides of the ball. This week, there's a lot of big boys in that line of scrimmage. It's not going to be a lot of room to run in there all night tonight.
Yeah, they make the field look a little bit small.
They do. I think the Buckeyes' best bet tonight's going to be outside. Here comes the snap from Tennyson. They're doing a long snap count. Buckeyes very disciplined. Hold their positions. Long pass, good pass. And that is caught by number 7 for the Buckeyes, Brandon Webb.
That's Mr. Webb, and what a shot. That's called a hole shot right there in cover 2. That's exactly the right route, but what a great just drop it over the cornerback throw that is from Caden Tennyson. That's the best throw he's made in his whole career, Jeff. He made some great throws last year, but that is a hard, what's called the hole shot right there, and he executed that to perfection. First down, Buckeyes.
2 receivers wide to the right. Webb goes in motion. Quarterback keeper up the middle, and again, not much there. Maybe a couple of yards on the carry by Tennyson. I think that might have been an option.
That was a broken play, I think there, Jeff, is that was supposed to be basically an option off of the jet sweep motion. And the motion guy was already gone when he got the snap. So he faked handoff to nobody and was standing there by himself. He made the best of it. Picked up 2 yards out to about the 47 of Kilgore, second down and 8.
Empty set, 3 receivers wide right, 1 left. Dropping back, Tennyson's got time, getting chased down from behind, and that is going to be an incomplete pass and bring up 3rd and 8. I want to remind all of our listeners tonight, unfortunately, we're in Kilgore. They don't have data over here, data lines here yet, so we're broadcasting on our cell phones tonight. That means the signal's not going to be that strong. Your best bet to listen to tonight's game without interruption is going to be on GilmerBuckeyes.com. So if you're watching on e-text, we may be in and out a little bit. YouTube is not working at all. So if you want to watch and listen with the least amount of interruption, go to GilmerBuckeyes.com, listen live button, and that's going to be your best bet tonight. We apologize for the inconvenience. Blame Kilgore. Motion. Keeper. Tennyson. Up the middle, nothing there. It's going to bring up 4th down and 8. As Kilgore done a good job protecting that line of scrimmage.
Well, Coach Metzel not being shy about this opportunity to get and keep the football. As well, now I think we're going to go punt the football. So I spoke too soon as he decided, well, let's pin Kilgore back deep and give them a long field. As the punt team comes on, number 32 for the Buckeyes will punt this away. That's Braden Pate.
Braden did a good job last week with his punts. And he does a good one tonight as it bounces right into the arms of the return man. And he is making a heck of a return down the left side. Finally knocked out of bounds there by Braden Pate.
Braden Pate, the punter made the tackle.
Yeah.
Basically 2 yards away from the original line of scrimmage. He brought that all the way back to the 45. So Coach Metzel looks at that and goes, oh my gosh. Wrong decision, but you can't know that that's going to happen.
Well, Braden does one of those little low,
rugby punts.
Yeah, and normally that thing takes a bounce. If it would have been another 6 inches, it would have been over the guy's head and on the 1 yard line. But it just happened to bounce right in his arms, and he did a great job getting a return.
1:28 left in the first quarter. We got no score. Again, we thought
way different than last week.
We thought it was going to be a little bit different. We saw, 40 points scored in the first half and a mile of offense last week. It's not going to be the case tonight.
Look for Kilgore to go to the air here. Here's the snap. Nope, handoff 5, left side. He's got outside, room to run. Big gain here as he gets about 20 yards down the field. That is a big run around the right-hand side.
That was also a big hold from number 66 out on the edge that did not get called as some coaches from Gilmer letting the referee know, hey, there are rules for holding. And he nods his head, I saw it. Well, throw the flag and call it. Well, Big first down off of that quote-unquote block. I guess it's a clean block if they don't call it, Jeff. First and 10 Kilgore, as they did manage to get the edge around number 44 for the Buckeyes. Cameron Brown, who was there, he just kind of got tackled.
First and 10 from the Buckeye 33. They're going with that same set. 2 backs in the backfield split on either side of the quarterback. They send a wide out in motion. They're going to hand off up the middle, number 5. Not much there, maybe a couple.
Yeah, Kilgore trying to establish that run, and they kind of pushed the Carthage Bulldogs around a little bit last week. They're not really getting that done here tonight. They're pushing against a brick wall up front. Big number 42, the sophomore Trey Lee, and big number 44, Cameron Brown. And, of course, big number 50, that's Tyler Hagler in there.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you something. Hagler's
they take off some space.
He ain't going to be easy to move. Then you got Bell out there on the end. I mean, that's a lot of humanity on the defensive line. We're not used to having defensive lines that size.
And we had a big front this week.
We had a big defensive line last year, too. We're just not accustomed to it. 2 receivers, wide to the left, 1 to the right, 2 backs in the backfield. Quarterback from the shotgun. Snap, going to the air. He's going to throw one up across the middle. Great pass and catch. Caught and tackled around the 3-yard line. So that was a big play. That was a post route. And it was perfectly thrown.
Yeah, that's Mackay easily back on the coverage. He is a junior, first real year playing on the varsity. He's still growing into himself at about 6'3", but he just read that late and took an extra step back when they stemmed that route to the post. And that was just wide open. And good strike from the quarterback. Bring up 1st and goal for Kilgore.
That's the end of the first quarter. They're going to flip the field. And Todd, we said this in pregame tonight, but you got two of the best teams in football, in 4A football. 1 Division I, Kilgore, Division II, Gilmer. One of these 2 teams are going to leave the stadium tonight 0-2 and could still go win a state championship.
Yeah, and
that's what's crazy.
And I got to tell you, Jeff, as talented as Kilgore is after watching 1 quarter of play, I think the talent and speed and everything else is on the Buckeye side. You see that. Now, the Buckeyes haven't really put things together like they would have liked to in the first quarter. Giving up a couple of big plays, the turnover played a big role. But it's 0-0 after 1 quarter, and I got to tell you, there's nobody wearing white jerseys and orange pants that's scared of anything right now.
No.
Last week, that was a little bit different story. Every time number 3 or number 22 touched the ball, you heard the air go out of the stadium because
they were nearly impossible to tackle.
A human highlight film. And as talented as Kilgore is, this Buckeye defense has done a good job tackling. They've done a good job, to your point, being gap sound. And minus just field position and back and forth, they've done a really good job. They're going to have to bow their neck here with 1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
Well, you remember last year.
Yeah, they stood up every game inside the 5.
I saw a lot of 4 and outs.
Yeah, we miss you, Matt
turnover
Burton.
on downs. Yeah, but
4 and 4 stood for I'm going to make 4 tackles in a row and give the ball back to my offense.
We saw them inside the 5-yard line last year do a pretty good job. I'd like to think that they may have the same strategy. They got the same defensive coordinator. So let's see if we've got the talent to do that again against this very talented Kilgore team. Low snap, broken play, quarterback picks it up, and he's going to get tackled for a loss. Back around the 6-yard line. That is a big play there
when you go
for
backwards.
The Buckeyes.
Yeah, when you go backwards on 1st down, and now all of a sudden it's 2nd down and goal from the 6. Jeff, a neutral or negative play here makes field goal a luxury if you can get away with it. And we have not even seen, I didn't even see a field goal kicker really warm up for Kilgore. They do not really count on their kicking game and trust it the same way that the Buckeyes do. We will see if they can get a little meat package going here in the backfield.
All right, quarterback goes under center, drops the ball, picks it up, and fighting his way forward.
Buckeyes
they fumbled it. And look at there.
Touchback, and the Buckeyes come up with a huge fumble recovery by Aaron Bell, number 0. That comes out to the 20-yard line as a touchback. What a stop by the black flag to turn them away. Yeah, that is not a safety. That is a touchback. That is signaled as a touchback. And coming out to the 20. Now, they just switched over suddenly in the stadium. to the Kilgore broadcast team, who is saying it's going to be a safety. No, that is not the case. That's coming out to the 20-yard line. That's Buckeye football. Huge stop by the black flag there. That was a fumbled snap, Jeff, but as the quarterback picked it up and tried to score.
Yeah. Gilmer's ball on the 20.
That's right. Huge
yeah, now
play
that's what we were just talking about, that defense inside the 5. I don't know what Tommy Edwards does with these guys, but they get absolutely vicious inside a 5-yard line.
I really think this goes all the way back to 2004 when literally I remember Coach Todd used to say, you got less room to cover, so we can be more aggressive because we got less field to protect. And that's stuck around with the black flag defense. They feel like their job gets easier when you get closer to the goal line.
So that's a big deal there. Buckeyes stop them. They were on the goal line basically and took it away from them. Here is a Will Henderson screen pass, and he got tackled from behind. You're not going to say that often this year, but that was good for about a 6-yard gain, bring up 2nd and 4. Henderson in the backfield, 2 receivers left, 1 right. Here's the snap. Dropping back, looking to pass. Launches one. That same pass we saw earlier intended for Webb was just a little thrown a little bit outside.
And here's the difference, Jeff. That's man-to-man coverage. So you don't see him break as open when he's in man-to-man, got that guy in his hip pocket. Still open, but a little bit harder pass when you run out there and it's not zone coverage anymore. It's man-to-man. 3rd down and 4. This is a critical down. Buckeyes played fast the first 2 downs. Had Will Henderson on a screen pass. You got to think he's going to break it out. Waiting on his blocks to you could see the speed for Kilgore.
Well, this will be a handoff to Will right here. You got short yardage. Fakes the handoff. Pulls up. He's checking off his reads. He's got nobody. Forced to run, and he is just going to lose. Maybe they're going to say he got a couple.
Quarterback keeper again.
So that is going to bring up 4th and 2, and the Buckeyes are going to be forced to punt here.
But several Bulldogs.
And that's just a decision there. When Caden sees that, it's probably 2 counts too late with all the speed that Kilgore has. You got to pull that down and run quickly when you're really looking at a college defense over there that can close that quickly. He probably doesn't even see that in practice. You pull that down because they're in man-to-man coverage. The real thing that should happen is everybody should run away because they've got man-to-man coverage that creates space. And that's just one that the Buckeyes will learn from in the future, and Caden see that a little bit quicker going forward.
All right, here comes Braden Pate. Great punt. Again, wobbly. Takes a Buckeye bounce, bounces out of bounds around the 40. And Todd, I think a lot of times what you'll see early in a game like this is our coaching staff up here in the box right beside us. They're watching that man-to-man coverage, and they're looking for the weak spot out there. And they're going to say, okay, here we go. This is our guy. It's going to be our target. And we're going to pick on this area the rest of the night. So they're kind of testing the waters right now. So be looking forward to them to continue to do that until they find that hole.
Yeah, you see Kilgore adjust that hole shot that picked up that big 1st down pass that Caden Tennyson threw earlier. Now it's man-to-man coverage. So they got out of a cover 2 zone, switched to man-to-man, and we were in man-to-man that entire coverage. You see the coaching staff coaching the quarterbacks up down here saying, look, that's man-to-man now.
Yeah.
As Kilgore gets good field position at the 40, but they were turned away on the last drive inside the 5. Let's see what happens
here. All right, tight set for Kilgore. Handoff. Number 5, big hole. Big hole and a great open field tackle by number 21 out there. Does a good job. That's a Morton. Morton, yeah. He does a good job. It's still 6 yards. But tonight, last week, we were saying early, hey, we may break a record, which we did, scoring 124 points. Tonight, totally different story. It's been all about defenses so far.
And a much more evenly matched team, as you see.
Yeah.
As athletic as Kilgore is, probably the edge goes to the Buckeyes, but again, the defense is being tested with both teams trying to establish a running game, and the Buckeyes holding their own for sure.
All right, here's the snap. Fakes the handoff to 4, rolls to his right under heavy pressure, dumps it to his back coming out of the backfield. 4 lowers his head and fights for a few more yards, and that is going to be a 1st down and moves the chains. Nice job there by the quarterback. Checks off all of his reads. He had nothing, dumps it to his back, runs hard, picks up a 1st down.
Yeah, that's called a +1 play when you've got athletes. In other words, we got one more athlete on the field that you can't cover. and he was the back out of the backfield. So he's into pass protect. The Buckeyes cover well, and then as he flushes out to the right-hand side, he just maintains, it's almost a pitch out. That is pitch trajectory. He just flips that ball in a little screen pass, and he's able to pick up 6 quick yards and get a first down for Kilgore inside Buckeye territory.
Kilgore showing they don't mind throwing the football. They don't mind putting it in the air. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Handoff up the middle. Number 5. And Buckeyes all over it. He does pick up about 3 yards on the carry.
Waters on the carry once again.
And one thing we saw last week, Jeff, that we're seeing again tonight is 50 kids going to get snaps. You see Buckeyes literally 4 or 5 guys each and every play subbing in as they're going to get more and more reps. And as we get on down to the 3rd and 4th quarter, you see that try to take its toll a little bit. But this is very much a Kilgore pace game with running the football back and forth. You know, we've seen a lot of 0-0 scores after a quarter with Kilgore Bulldogs over the years, and we got one of those here tonight again.
All right, here comes the snap. They're going to pass again. They're going to go down the sideline, man to man, and he just basically overthrows that pass.
That's Morton once again.
Yeah, it's Morton, number 21. He's a junior.
Attempt to number 6, Taylor goes incomplete.
And that's just thrown out of bounds, but they wanted to test the long ball. Morton's running with him stride for stride.
That was as good a man-to-man coverage as you're going to get on a straight fly route with all that Kilgore speed. Of course, Morton's got plenty of speed as well. Brings up 3rd down and 7. And interesting here because Kilgore may be forced to punt if they don't get a positive play here, Jeff.
All right, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. 2 backs in the backfield from the shotgun. Here goes Kilgore.
Here's your +1 again.
All right, they're dropping one out here. Intercepted! Webb's got it down the sideline. He scampers. Face mask. I don't know if they saw it or not. They didn't. No flags on the play, but I'll take that. The receiver wasn't even looking for the football. He turned around and it was already over his head, and Webb picks it off. Great big break there for the Buckeyes. Nice return by Webb.
2 turnovers now for the Buckeyes to the 1 turnover from Kilgore, as we've now got kind of the service advantage back. Offense needs to take this down the field on the short field. 42 yards now, 8:31 left, no score in the first half. Buckeye offense back on the field after that big interception from Brandon Webb.
All right, yeah, they need to capitalize here. You're looking at 8:31 left in the second. We need to get on the board. Here's the snap, looking long down the field, and it bounces off of the helmet of the defender and goes out of bounds.
Now, we caught him in cover 2 once again and tried that hole shot between the safety and Jeremiah had gotten behind the cornerback with his great speed. And Jeremiah's got great hands, but that was just the recovery speed of that 6-foot defensive back. He hit him straight in the helmet and bounced up right at the point where Jeremiah Noble was going to go up. I
thought Jeremiah was going to reel that one in. Here's the snap. Handoff up the middle. Number 24 down to the 40.
Big play now here, Jeff. That brings up a 2-yard gain on 2nd down. It'll be 3rd and about, let's call it 8. From the 40-yard line, the Buckeyes got to get all the way down to the 32 for a first down. You got to think this is 4-down territory with 8 minutes left, and as well as the defense have been playing, Coach Metzel's got to think, look, we got to give our offense every chance. And you've got Octavian back in the backfield giving Will a little bit of a rest now. Jeremiah Noble in it at the big receiver with Brendan Webb. The 2 youngsters out here. This is a young skill position on 3rd down. Let's see if these youngsters can come through.
You got Ector in the backfield. They faked that handoff, and that is well defended. That was an inside pass to number 7, Webb, and they didn't bite on that for a second.
And it's the reason is they're switching back and forth. They went from zone to man to man, so there was no hole in the zone, nobody to block, because they're making that just follow him straight to the ball and tackle him where he catches it. That's designed to run against the zone and to have a kick-out block. When you switch to man-to-man, if you don't recognize that and run that play, that's exactly what happens.
I think the Buckeyes may be missing some of their punt team out here. Here's the snap. And a great punt there by Braden. Man, he has got a strong leg. And that is going to be down around the 14-yard line. So nice punt there by Braden Pates.
Yeah, well, that hit at the 9 and kicked back like a 9-iron. I can't make my 9-iron do that in a million years.
I'll tell you, Braden's a good punter.
He is a good punter. But that was well placed away from the receiver, and worst field position so far for Kilgore. But off the big Braden Webb interception, you would like to think that the offense could do something there, but hand it to the Kilgore defensive staff that is switching back and forth between zone coverage and that cover 2. They even played cover 4 there, which is basically a 4-man across the back, man-to-man zone kind of a coverage. And then they'll come up and play, true man-to-man like on that last screen pass. They're doing a good job of using their athleticism back there.
All right, they've got them pinned back, so let's see what they can do with it. Ball's on the 14. Here's the snap. Handoff up the middle. Buckeyes, man, they are really playing aggressive tonight.
Yeah, Bell did a great job reading that, making a tackle for a 2-yard loss. Once again, penetration, something that you did not see last week, but you are seeing this week for sure from that Black Flag defense, getting into the backfield and eating up those blocks and forcing them to have stop and jump cuts. Aaron Bell does a good job reading the back and keying off of him. The 2nd and 11. Once again, long, behind the chains kind of a scenario for Kilgore. They've seen that they go to the air, they might get it picked off. They may try a screen pass, something to the wide side of the field here with that zone read that we saw the last time, Jeff.
All right, here we go. Lost a yard on that one. Here's the snap. Looking to quick pass. It's blown. He's going to go down the sideline and overthrows a wide open man. That could have been 6 points easy. And luckily, he's overthrows it while on the run. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
Well, you see what their strategy is to get that athletic quarterback out into space and give him options. He can use his legs or he can use his arm. In that case, it was a scramble drill. The deepest man turned and ran up the field, and he was wide open. Number 24 for the Buckeyes had coverage, and that is Eder. Davian Eder out there on the corner, and the Buckeyes fortunate here to be 3rd and 12.
All right, 2 receivers wide, right, 2 left. Here's the snap. Number 9 drops back, fires a bullet.
Oh, it was
almost picked off.
That is number 22 for the Buckeyes, and he's done such a great job. That is Trillian Butler. As he read that route. He ran it for him. It was a stop route, and he jumped the route, and that would have been a pick 6, and he is holding his head going, oh my gosh, I had that one.
Well, good news is it's 4th and 11, so they are pinned back deep on their own 13-yard line. Punter is literally standing on his own goal line. So Buckeyes.
Back to return for the Buckeyes, number 7.
Don't know if they'll bring pressure here or not. He does get off a punt. It's a high one, but not a great one. It's going to hit the ball and bounce back. Gilmer bounce. Wow. Holy cow. Gilmer's going to have the ball on the 30-yard line.
Now that was a 9-iron, Jeff. That kicked back 13 yards. One thing that I do want to mention, we have not seen to Eric Tate here tonight. Not sure why he's out, but that is one of the most dangerous weapons. So you wonder why there's a 0 on the scoreboard. Well, pretty much your best player is MIA here tonight so far. I don't even see to Eric on the sidelines. I'm not sure if he's had some kind of illness or even if he didn't make the trip. We'll try to get a catch-up for you Buckeye fans here tonight on what's going on with Eric.
All right, Buckeyes with their best opportunity of the night. 1st and 10 from the 30. Will Henderson breaks it upfield to the 24. They're going to spot it on the 25.
Yeah.
Nope, they're going to give it to him on 24.
5 yards on 1st down, I'll take it every time. As Will gets back into the groove of things after that first possession, he did such a good job on runs just like that. And every time he touches it, he's a heartbeat away from breaking it.
All right, here's the snap, dropping back, looking to pass. They got a good opportunity here. It's a catch. Down inside the 5, struggling, looking for the goal line. He gets all the way down to the 2.
That's Webb doing a Daniel Johnson starter kid impersonation. As he is really stepping up, the youngster Webb, and kind of filling in for Eric Tate tonight. That's a route that you would see and a move that you would see him make. Brings up 1st and goal for the Buckeyes inside the 5-yard line.
And Tennyson throwing the ball a little bit more like we're used to seeing from him
That
tonight.
was a nice throw.
That was
right
a great
there.
throw. All right, Henderson in the backfield. Here's the snap. Hand off to Henderson, right side. And he is drugged down from behind on the 3.
Will Henderson on
Basically no gain on that one. You don't see that, again, much.
Yeah, they
tackle from behind.
They slanted it right to that, Jeff, and even with all of his great speed, Will was not able to do anything but make one man miss before he was wearing the second guy. But that does create a lot of space out there with Jeremiah Noble. Great set of hands. He's out there one-on-one. Let's see if this junior to junior combination here, if they try to match up Jeremiah out there wide by himself.
I think they're going to keep it on the ground. Caden Tennyson around the right side. Caden gets in the end zone.
Touchdown!
Touchdown Buckeyes! Caden Tennyson had a great touchdown run last week. Short yardage.
That was highlight film stuff last week.
Alan Betzel sent me the picture, and it's that Superman. I mean, did you see the picture?
Yes.
He's diving over the pylon. He's a couple of feet off the ground, laid straight out like Superman. So Buckeyes score first here tonight. And boy, they didn't make it easy on us.
No, they did not. I mean, this is a talented team, Jeff, that Kilgore's putting out there. But that nice route by number 7 Webb and Caden Tennyson putting it on the money makes it 6-0. Extra point up.
And good. Boy, it was close. Buckeyes go first. So we're, after a heck of a defensive battle back and forth, Buckeyes step up on the scoreboard first. We'll be right back after these messages.
Do you enjoy watching your favorite TV programs on your smartphone or tablet? Or maybe you'd rather watch them on your Roku or Amazon Fire TV. Tired of having to change your TV input from your old traditional cable to watch your favorite streaming apps? If so, we have great news for you. eTex is making the move to streaming and has launched a new app. eTex TV allows you to watch over 130 channels in full HD on your streaming or mobile devices. This means you can simply download the eTex TV app, subscribe, and start watching. With all your favorite functions like DVR and Pause Live TV, and new features like Restart TV. To learn more, visit www.etex.net or contact a customer service rep at 903-797-HELP. That's 903-797-4357.
Back deep for the Bulldogs.
All right, we're back here to Kilgore. Here's the kickoff by Braden Pate. Kicks a nice one. It's going to be fielded on the 15-yard line. Buckeyes doing a good job getting down there and covering the ball. Runner stopped on the 22-yard line. If you're just joining us, folks, or if you can't hear us, we're having trouble tonight because they don't have data lines here in Kilgore. And we're having to use our cell phones to broadcast, so it's intermittent. Your best bet is GilmerBuckeyes.com. We apologize for the inconvenience.
Number 6, Connor Dodd in on that tackle, Jeff.
For the first half, number 7, Kilgore Bulldogs 0. Plenty of time, 4-4. Ball on the Kilgore 22-yard line, slide over on the
All right,
side.
here's Kilgore lined up, same set. Quarterback batted down, ball's in the air, and Kilgore comes down with it. That could have been anybody. That could have been anybody, but Kilgore came down with it and picks up big yardage out to the 30-yard line.
Derek Williams with the carry.
So, Jeff, for whatever reason, these guys are, if it's not bad enough, they now have the play-by-play from the Kilgore announcers going out over the loudspeaker. They finally figured that out and turned it off.
This has been a circus tonight so far.
I'm telling you what, it has been interesting. 2nd down and 2 now. After that, just absolutely crazy play where the quarterback had the ball batted straight up in the air, caught his own pass and advanced it 8 yards forward.
Here's the snap, handoff up the middle. He's going to get the 2 yards. Buckeyes bring him down on about the 35-yard line.
Isaiah Waters with the carry. Tackle made by number 44.
Beautiful night for football here in East Texas. As not a cloud in the sky. Buckeye orange in the sunset is quite appropriate. It is beautiful weather here and finally cooled off from, just this side of Hades in terms of the temperatures that we have endured this summer. September 1st has brought us a little bit of taste of some fall weather that is yet to come. And hopefully the Buckeyes, as they've played well, leading 7-0 with 2:41 left in this first half, are giving us a taste as well.
All right, two receivers wide to the left. Quarterback keeper, right side. He dives forward. Boy, he's carrying that ball reckless too. As he loses a helmet, he'll have to come out of the game for one snap.
Tackled by number 26.
So they'll have to bring in a Wildcat quarterback here.
Gain of 1 makes it 7
Devin
down.
Makes, young sophomore, once again makes a great play. Just instinctual football. You see him, his size is not that great from that outside linebacker position, but he reminds you when you watch him play of the young Osada as a sophomore. We watched him for 3 straight years, 2 years in state championship games. He wasn't the biggest guy in the world either, but always going to tackle the football. It is a great thing to see number 21 and number 26 there team up as young sophomores.
Two receivers right, one left. Here's the snap. Quarterback handoff to the right side. Back running hard upfield. Gets about 4 yards on the carry. Third down.
Big down here, Jeff. We got all 3 timeouts, or excuse me, we got all 3 timeouts left with 1:30 and third down. So watch for Coach Metzel to try to get the offense back on the field here. Kilgore wants to use all the clock they can. 35 seconds on the play clock. We'll have about 52 seconds left when they snap this ball. But if the Buckeyes get a stop here, look for the Buckeyes to start using timeouts. We got time to stretch this 7-0 lead out going into the halftime, and to be a huge advantage. Remember, Kilgore gets the ball to start the second half.
All right, two receivers left, one right. Here's the snap. Drop back, heavy pressure coming. Throws it over, almost picked off. And I mean, that was right through the hands.
Jamar Bird.
Number 4, Jamar Bird.
But actually, that absolutely does the Buckeyes a favor because it stops the clock. That was as good as a punt if Jamar had caught that ball. Now, remember, the last punt that they had was a net of about 8 yards because it bounced back so far. They're going to have to come on and punt again, and the Buckeyes have all 3 timeouts left. That actually was a break for him not to intercept that ball.
Well, plus we may get a good return here,
Exactly.
depending on how they punt the ball. The last punt, not so good from the goal line for Kilgore. So we'll see what they do this time. It was a high, short punt last time. Ball's on the ground. He fields it. Gets a better punt this time. Brennan Webb fields it. Goes down the left sideline. Gets a little bit of a return. Buckeyes are going to take over 1st and 10 from their own 28-yard line.
And this is where you missed Eric Tate. They can take the top off the defense at any time. Look for number 7 Webb and number 13 Jeremiah Noble on this little drive here. 45.9 seconds. We may need that 0.9 seconds. But you got Will Henderson that's back there out in the slot as well. And he absolutely can take the top off of any defense with his speed. Empty backfield. We're going to see a little bit of Caden Tennyson's arm here, Jeff.
All right, Caden, here's the snap. Drops back, looking to pass. Got Will Henderson, 10 yards, 12 yards, 15 yards, and an easy first down there for the Buckeyes.
And a big break here is number 4 for Kilgore. Loses his helmet, and he's going to have to come off the field, which stops the clock. So the Buckeyes not only pick up a first down. Now we had to
call timeout because we didn't have a guy.
Our offensive lineman, number 55, Sean Wallace, lost his helmet, and we did not have an offensive lineman ready to go take his place. So now that we called the timeout, he gets to go back in the game, and that was a timeout we probably would have used anyway. But 40 seconds now left, only 65 yards away, Jeff. This is about 50-50 odds that we get a score right here.
Yeah, Buckeyes being aggressive. Going down the field here. They were forced to call a timeout because we didn't have our on-deck offensive lineman ready to replace. That would have been a 5-yard delay of game penalty had they not been able to get off the snap. So they wisely called a timeout, which allows that first-team O-line to stay in.
Yeah, that's why you got 3 of them. We get to use that timeout.
Not exactly the place we wanted to burn it, but
that's all right. If you want to call the last one to kick a field goal, you got one more to play with here. But the Buckeyes obviously going to try to get the ball down the field. Connor Dodd, also a speedster, in for the Buckeyes. So again, we don't see Eric Tate here tonight, and they certainly miss him in this scenario.
We return to play with 40 seconds to play.
But you got trips out to the left-hand side. Look for the Buckeyes to stretch the field here.
All right, 3 receivers left, 1 right. They're going to send the back out of the backfield, and they're going to overthrow it. That'll stop the clock. Pass was intended for Jeremiah Noble.
Yeah, no chance on that one as Caden kind of threw that one out of bounds. Good news is only 3.5 seconds off the clock. Second down and 10. Moving the chains with only 36 seconds, Jeff, really not the objective here. It's not first downs when you're at the 45. We got to get probably another 40 yards in the field position to kick a field goal.
All right, here's the snap. Drops back, looking to pass. Got a man open, goes right through his arms. Thrown right behind Webb just a little bit, but very catchable. And so that's 3rd and 10 now. So Buckeyes are going to have to do something to keep this drive alive here.
Now this may be, Jeff, a running play to number 1, Will Henderson. Try to get him out into space, use his great speed in an obvious passing situation. Run everybody else off, because if it's 4th down, then you can let the clock run. There it is. There's the drop play to Will Henderson.
Handoff to Henderson, up the middle he runs, and he is fighting for that first down, and guess what? He gets it.
Now we're going to spike the ball right here, Jeff, and save another 25 seconds.
All right, we're going to stop the clock there. 22 seconds on the play clock.
Buckeyes practice that every day, Jeff, this 2-minute drill. And that was, we've watched a lot of practices, so we kind of know what play's coming. The objective there was to move the chains and not put yourself in a 4th down situation. If it's a run and Will doesn't pick that up, the clock still runs, and so you can get off the field.
All right, here's the snap. Drops back, looking to pass, heavy pressure. Across the middle.
Oh, that's got to be
a flag.
Oh, that's got to be a hold.
He basically just tackled the player before the ball was near him. I don't know how they didn't call that one.
Well, I don't think they know that's a penalty. I mean, that is about as bad as you will see at the high school or any level. That's not just a hold, as you said. That's a tackle of Brendan Webb, and that should be.
Yeah, he literally pulled him down before the ball was near him.
I mean, that was.
Obviously, that's twice in 2 weeks in a row, where we've got
well, we got a shortage of referees. I hear it on the radio all the time. Shortage of referees. Maybe they didn't get that deep in the playbook with defensive holding.
All right, Will Henderson in the backfield. He goes out. They're going to dump it to Will at the left side. He's got a lot of room. Up the field he goes, and out of bounds, stops the clock with 13 seconds left. Flag on the play, and that might be a hold.
Will Henderson is complete. There's a flag on the play.
Oh, no defensive holding, and then that's a hold? You got to be kidding me. If that comes back, this fans are going to erupt.
Yeah, they kind of owed us one from that last one. Is this the same crew we had last week? It is the same crew we had last week. So they owe us 2 interference calls now.
We're holding number 2 on the offense. Spot foul, 10 yards. Repeat 3rd down.
Last week, I don't know if anybody knows this. We didn't talk about it in the coaches show, but when they had all that confusion with the they tried to do a spot foul on an interference. It was offensive pass interference. They call it defense pass interference. They ended up giving them 30 yards on the spot. It wasn't a 15-yard, it was 30.
Exactly.
3 receivers, wide right, 1 to the left. Here's the snap. Dropping back, inside pass, complete to Webb, and he's not going to get much. He gets to probably gets a first down there.
We'll let the clock run out.
Clock's going to run out.
7-0 lead in at halftime. The Buckeyes do a great job. Defensive battle, and the second half is going to be a barn burner as the Buckeyes lead 7-0.
Texas Heritage National Bank would like to invite the Buckeye Nation to visit our new full-service bank in.
Well, we'll take our shot here. That's okay. We'll stay right here. Last play, as I am not a fan of the refereeing so far tonight, Jeff, I got to tell you, but we give lots of grace. That was our code word for last week.
Yes, grace. That's our motto for the whole season.
But let me just tell you one Bible story. Jesus said, turn the other cheek.
Yeah.
Which I think we did last week, but after that he left no specific instructions.
Yeah. Joe has only read that scripture about flipping the tables in the temple. That's what he does. He takes the flip the table. That's his favorite Jesus story.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man.
Our brother from another mother, Mr. Joe Dodd, who gets us a lot of stats each and every week. and certainly makes us look a lot smarter than we really are, which is a task unto itself. But the Buckeyes, with 1 second left, are going to pull out the kitchen sink. And I got to tell you, when they'll put 3 guys deep about 40 yards back here, but when you got number 1 on the field, and I'm talking about world-class speed, if you can get him the ball in space, just good luck. I mean, I don't care how deep you put those guys.
Yeah.
Will can run right by them.
Well, Kilgore obviously sending everybody back deep. They've got men all the way back to the 10-yard line looking for the long pass. So this is going to be interesting here. 13, Jeremiah Noble with the ball, and that's going to go nowhere. So we are going to go in at halftime 7-0. Not exactly what I expected. A great defensive stance on both sides of the ball tonight. We got a good football game here, folks. We'll be back with the second half of play right after this.
Aaron Bell, senior, fullback, middle linebacker.
Will Henderson, senior, running back and quarterback.
Elias Castillo, senior, inside linebacker, fullback.
Jamar Bird, 2024, receiver and corner. Hey, let's get it.
Terry Tate, senior, wide receiver and DB.
Damari Hackett, senior, number 5. Hey, we out here.
Connor Dodd, senior, wide receiver and safety. Brendan Webb, junior, receiver, DB.
Alex Sims, junior, running back, outside linebacker.
Jaden Edmond, senior, quarterback, free safety.
Caden Tennyson, class of 2025, quarterback.
Taj Manson, junior, receiver, DB.
Jeremiah Noble, junior, outside linebacker, receiver.
Dervay Smith, senior, running back and outside linebacker.
Michael Easley, junior, wide receiver, safety. Let's roll it.
Harrison Lofton, senior, outside linebacker, hooker.
Grayson Bates, fullback, inside linebacker.
Jordan Escalante, junior, quarterback, outside backer. Bentley Trainer, receiver in the corner.
Will Gross, senior, inside receiver, cornerback. Go Bucks.
Amari Morton, junior, receiver DB.
Josiah Merrill, junior, running back, outside linebacker. Octavian Prom Hector, sophomore, running back, and safety.
Kobe Webb, senior.
Man, Chapel Hill's got a good team, man. I mean, they got a damn good team. So.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Gilmer Independent School District is proud to present one of the most decorated military marching bands in Texas, the pride of Upshur County, the UIL Sweepstakes Award-winning Gilmer Buckeye Band. And now we feature the GHS Majorettes as they perform a dazzling routine to soak up the sun. The Gilmer Band Majorettes. The Buckeye Band is proud to march in the traditional American military style. Under the field command of drum majors Mia Stowe and Aubrey Gillen, the band steps off to Declaration Fanfare by Larry Ward, the University of North Dakota and the New Corn Palace by Carl King, and Joyce's 71st New York Regiment March by Boyer. the Gilmer High School Buckeye Band. The Gilmer SD bands are directed by Eric Gray, Brandon Garman, Chris Witt, Sarah Thompson, and Kaylee Cochran. The majorette sponsor is Allison Logan. We thank you for your kind attention to all of tonight's halftime performances.
Aaron Bell, senior, fullback, middle linebacker.
Will Henderson, senior, running back and quarterback.
Elias Castillo, senior, inside linebacker, fullback.
Jamar Bird, 2024, receiver and corner. Hey, let's get it.
Terry Tate, senior, wide receiver and DB.
Damari Hackett, senior, number 5. Hey, we out here.
Connor Dodd, senior, wide receiver and safety. Brendan Webb, junior, receiver, DB.
Alex Sims, junior, running back, outside linebacker.
Jaden Edmond, senior, quarterback, free safety.
Caden Tennyson, class of 2025, quarterback. Taj Manson, junior, receiver, DB.
Jeremiah Noble, junior, outside linebacker, receiver.
Dervay Smith, senior, running back, and outside linebacker.
Michael Easley, junior, wide receiver, safety. Let's roll.
Harrison Lofton, senior, outside linebacker, hooker.
Grayson Bates, fullback, inside linebacker.
Jordan Escalante, junior, quarterback, outside backer. Bentley Trainer, receiver in the corner.
Will Gross, senior, inside receiver, cornerback. Go Bucks.
Amari Morton, junior, receiver DB.
Josiah Merrill, junior, running back, outside linebacker. Atavian Prom Hector, sophomore, running back, and safety.
Kobe Webb, senior, receiver, outside backer. Devin McDonald, sophomore, middle linebacker, fullback.
Adrian Jimerson, junior, running back, corner.
Nick Zimmerman, senior, fullback, linebacker.
Luke Hollyfield, senior, fullback, middle linebacker. Mason Denton, junior, middle linebacker and fullback. Braden Pate, junior, outside linebacker.
Jerry Dean, junior, middle linebacker.
Nehemiah Henderson, senior, inside linebacker, fullback. Leno Diaz, senior, fullback, inside linebacker.
I'm senior, Duhai, junior, running back, corner.
Noah Connets, junior, wide receiver, cornerback.
Max Walker, junior, wide receiver, safety.
Cameron Brown, senior, D-line.
Hudson Wynn, junior, D-line.
Jeff Bates, sophomore, offensive line, defensive line.
Justin Jones, senior, inside backer, and wide receiver.
Griffin Hill, senior, defensive end and tight end.
Tyler Hagler, sophomore, O-line, D-line.
Ezekiel Aguinaldo, senior, O-line, D-line.
Justin Anderson, offensive line, defensive line.
Alex again, junior, O-line, D-line.
Ryan Andrews, junior, O-line, D-line.
Senior, Sean Wallace, offensive line, D-line, number 55. Nathan McVicker, O-line, D-line, sophomore.
Aiden Summers, O-line, D-line, junior, 2025.
Spencer Murphy, senior, O-line, D-line. Chance Walker, sophomore, O-line, D-line.
My name is Terrence Wahim. I'm a junior. I play offensive line and defensive line.
Felipe Rocha, I'm a junior. I play offensive line and defensive line.
Hunter Burney, O-line, D-line.
I'm a junior.
Lucas Connell, junior, O-line, D-line.
My name is Fernando Delgado. I'm a junior. play D-line. Jared Pilcher, senior, offensive line.
Logan Thornley, I'm a junior. I play inside receiver and outside linebacker.
Two-time Hall of Fame inductees, Brent Godarzi and Marty Young. Back-to-back #1 trucking firm in the nation. Back-to-back best attorney and best law firm in East Texas.
It's fully loaded, great gas mileage, 30,000-mile warranty.
I like it. What else do you have?
Here's one. It's fully loaded, great gas mileage, 30,000-mile warranty.
Looks like the same car.
Exactly the same. But this one's $120 less per month.
What's the catch?
No catch if you use Credit Union of Texas. Let me show you.
With the Credit Union of Texas Flex Auto Loan, you get the car of your dreams, lower payments, no hassle. Get started now at cutx.org.
Crowley Funeral Home has been serving families in Gilmer since 1883. Funeral director and Gilmer High School graduate Troy Murray leads the professional staff at Crowley Funeral Home and is committed to providing dignified, respectful, and compassionate assistance to every family in their time of need. Crowley Funeral Home feels strongly about maintaining high standards of excellent service while still keeping prices affordable. At Crowley Funeral Home, we treat your family as our own.
Gilmer National Bank is your hometown community bank, serving people in East Texas for over a century. We are your neighbors, friends, and partners in making this a great place to live. Our employees make us a special place to do business. We are there for you when you need us. Come by and see us and find out what makes people say, "That's my bank." Gilmer National Bank, an equal opportunity lender and member FDIC.
At Farmers Insurance, we've seen almost everything, so we know how to cover almost anything, even a rock and wreck. Yeah! He rocked and rolled right into it, but we covered it. At Farmers, we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
When tragedy strikes, you don't want to be in a position where you're second guessing your lawyer's ability or the resolve to get you fairly compensated. When you hire Godarzi & Young, you know you're hiring a law firm that has nationally ranked settlements and verdicts. We have over 2 decades of experience holding 18-wheeler companies accountable for their negligent action. Don't make the mistake of hiring anybody else. Hire the best. Hire Godarzi & Young.
Do you enjoy watching your favorite TV programs on your smartphone or tablet? Or maybe you'd rather watch them on your Roku or Amazon Fire TV. Tired of having to change your TV input from your old traditional cable to watch your favorite streaming apps? If so, we have great news for you. eTex is making the move to streaming and has launched a new app. eTex TV allows you to watch over 130 channels in Full HD on your streaming or mobile devices. This means you can simply download the eTex TV app, subscribe, and start watching. With all your favorite functions like DVR and Pause Live TV, and new features like Restart TV. To learn more, visit www.etex.net or contact a customer service rep at 903-797-HELP. That's 903-797-4357.
Texas Heritage National Bank would like to invite the Buckeye Nation to visit our new full-service bank in Gilmer. We are conveniently located on Highway 271 and Redbud Street with a brand new facility ready to serve our friends and neighbors. We offer competitive rates on all of our deposit products, as well as some great options for business financing to help your business grow from 5 employees to 500 employees. Texas Heritage National Bank would also like to take this time to thank all of the teachers, administration, and school board for investing in the future of our kiddos. We would also like to wish all of the student athletes a wonderful and safe year. Come see us soon.
It's gonna be alright. How can you tell? I feel it in my heart. It's gonna be okay.
Juicy's Burgers, serving you for over 40 years.
At First National Bank, together we're better. We're a regional bank, big enough for all of East Texas, that cares and is invested in the people and communities we serve, with the strength and services to meet the needs of every customer, big or small. From business financing for big companies and small mom and pops to our family of personal banking customers. First National Bank of East Texas. Together, we're better. And we think that's kind of a big deal.
Please join Jeff Rash and Alan Metzel each Monday morning for the Gilmer Buckeyes Coaches Show. Every week, Jeff and Alan discuss elements of the program, speak with special guests, give player updates, review key plays from the prior week, and give insights on the opponent for the current week. As a fan, this is your chance to go into the locker room and behind the scenes. To view the Coaches Show, go to GilmerBuckeyes.com and click on the Coaches Show button. Go Buckeyes!
Two-time Hall of Fame inductees, Brent Godarzy and Marty Young. Back-to-back #1 trucking firm in the nation. Back-to-back best attorney and best law firm in East Texas.
It's fully loaded, great gas mileage, 30,000-mile warranty.
I like it. What else do you have?
Here's one. It's fully loaded, great gas mileage, 30,000-mile warranty.
Looks like the same car.
Exactly the same. But this one's $120 less per month.
What's the catch?
No catch if you use Credit Union of Texas. Let me show you.
With the Credit Union of Texas Flex Auto Loan, you get the car of your dreams, lower payments, no hassle. Get started now at cutx.org.
All right, folks, we are back live in Kilgore Stadium.
Back to the action here, folks. To start this second half here in Kilgore, your Buckeyes lead 7-0 and really played well. We did get an update from the coaching staff to Eric Tate's okay. He's going to be coming back, just little safety protocols that they're doing there, Jeff. So nothing significant injury-wise with Eric, which is great news. But boy, the Buckeyes have really played well without him, especially number 7, Webb, who has really stepped up tonight. His play, and also, Jeff, defensively, the play, and remember that I said this in the Kilgore game in week 2. Young sophomore Derek McDonald. He so reminds me of the sophomore that we saw in Asada that turned out to be an all-state linebacker later on. His instincts, he's made a couple of really great plays tonight. As Pate's in to kick it off, and the Buckeye black flag, which has held Kilgore, a very talented team, scoreless here in this first half, have to get it back again and see if the Buckeyes can go up 2 scores. Here's the kick.
Here's the kickoff. High pooch kick, going to be fielded on the 33-yard line by number 2. Returned up the middle. Nice return there by Kilgore. Buckeyes trying to strip the ball out. And so Kilgore
return number 2, P.J. Wiley.
Yeah, PJ went the wrong direction there, Jeff. I think he got about 17 yards on the return and then retreated for about 8 yards. And it'll set the Bulldogs up nonetheless in good field position at the 42-yard line and looking to go into Buckeye territory. So great first half defensive adjustments that we've seen from last week to this week with this black flag defense playing a lot of guys. Let's see if they can keep it up here to start the second half, or if Kilgore has made adjustments themselves with that talent that they got back, 2 back in the backfield.
All right.
It's a new look.
Same set, 2 backs in the backfield, 2 receivers wide right, 1 to the left. Here's the snap. Fakes the handoff, quarterback keeper, and he gets around the outside edge. Good job there by number, I believe that's number 20, or is it 22?
That's Trillian Butler coming up from his cornerback position. But you see how Derek Williams is very talented. Outran number 0 there. That's Aaron Bell. He had him kind of dead to rights in the backfield, but he takes a lot of nothing and turns it into something. He picks up 7 yards out to close to midfield at the 49. It's going to be 2nd and 3 for Kilgore.
Yeah, I want to apologize once again for the technical trouble, folks. We don't have a wired connection here in Kilgore. They do not have broadband, so we're trying to get the signal out on our cell phones. We're struggling. Luckily, Joe Dodd's standing here with his cell phone and letting us do a Facebook Live. And, of course, the replay tomorrow will be something you can go and watch. Here's the snap. Drops back. Quick pass, number 5 coming out of the backfield. And he's going to be good for the first down as he makes his way across midfield down to the 45-yard line. That's going to be 1st and 10 for Kilgore.
Yeah, that's just a shallow wheel route that they get outside leverage on number 44 there for the Buckeyes. That's Cameron Brown. And that's just basically a modern-day pitch play. Back in our era, that was a sweep right. They do that now off the arm of the quarterback, give him a little run-pass option into Buckeye territory. They move the chains. Kilgore 1st and 10 from the Buckeye 45.
All right, same set. 2 receivers right, 1 left, 2 backs. Quarterback's in the shotgun. Gilmer playing hard defensively tonight. Handoff, number 5 up the middle. They've been stingy, and they'll be stingy once again as they are going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 for Kilgore. Good job there defensively by the Buckeyes.
Castillo in from his linebacker position, really keying on that back on the backside there. And again, lots of these young linebackers kind of finding their way here for the Buckeyes. They were baptized by fire last week as they're facing basically future NFL guys. Later on in the barbershop, they're going to say, I tried to tackle that guy one day. That's absolutely coming. But they have really shown improvement over week to week. You can kind of see that with young players in week 1.
All right, Kilgore staying with that same set. Dropping back, quick pass. Number 6 breaks the tackle. But a good job coming up, making the stop there again. Number 22.
That's Trillian Butler.
Trillian Butler again.
Number 6, Taylor Oliver.
And Jeff, as aggressive as he is, number 22, Trillian Butler, just a junior, is really going to evolve into a really good football player. He comes up, makes the stop, sticks his nose in there, and he does a good job in coverage as well. So it's nice to see these younger Buckeyes who you haven't seen their names a lot, but you will see their names over the next few years, and Trillian Butler, one of those names. 3rd and 5 here, good chance for the Buckeyes to get Kilgore into a 4th down situation.
All right, we're looking at 3rd and 5, handoff up the middle, but number 5 running hard. Buckeyes meeting, drag him backwards, and look at the aggressiveness there. Number 13, you get the G-man back there, grabs his leg and pulls him back. I mean, they are really fighting for every inch down there. Jeremiah Noble there helping on the tackle. Again, a lot of humanity out there on that defensive line for Gilmer.
And they're going to punt the ball, Jeff. The 4th down and 2 from their own, or from the Buckeye 38-7-yard line. Watch for a fake here, as the Buckeyes have to be prepared for a fake punt. They don't even have a man deep. They're not concerned
with that. They're like, let the ball go.
Webb gets out to the outside.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Here's the snap. He fumbles the snap, picks it up, gets off a punt, and not a good one. About we're going to say 17-yard line or so. So Gilmer going to take over on downs. That's fantastic, forcing that offense to punts once again. So the defense. Last week it was an all-offensive game. Today it's been all about defense.
Yeah, how would you like to leave Kilgore, Texas with a goose egg up tonight for that black flag defense?
Well, we said we didn't want to hear the horn anymore tonight.
We hadn't heard it yet.
We hadn't heard the horn yet, but let's not. It's a lot of game left to play.
If we jinx it, Jeff, we're never talking about
I'm never
going to
say it again. We got motion. Webb coming over to the right side, trips right. Here's the snap. Look. Quick pass intended for number 1, and that is going to fall short. And that was an uncharacteristic drop of Will Henderson.
Yeah, he's kind of sniffing that outside to turn and run, and that ball is positioned leading him inside. So he tries to stop, and he really doesn't get back to that ball. And that was also had some pepper on it.
All right, going out of the backfield. Quarterback keeper, and Kilgore didn't bite it for a second. Stayed home, did their job. Great defensive play there by Kilgore. Good for about a yard. It's going to bring up 3rd and 9 for the Buckeyes, pinned deep in their own territory. Ball spotted on about the 19.
Yeah, quick 3rd and 9 as well. As not much time gone off the clock.
Yeah,
you
Buckeyes.
Got Noble and Webb both out here split wide.
Buckeyes need to get something done here. Drops back, rolls to his right side. Downfield, got a man. And that is a big first down play right there. About 18 yards on the reception.
Jeff,
Webb, he has really stepped up tonight, Todd, as you were talking about, having a heck of a game.
In the absence of Eric Tate, and I just told Coach Lipsy, the offensive coordinator, as he's entering the press box, hey, this has been the night that Webb steps up and really has a...
All right, we got a fumble on the play. Luckily, Will Henderson able to scoop it up, but that is going to be a loss of probably a good... Well, they're going to give us a generous spot. 3-yard loss, going to be 2nd and 13.
Loss of 3 makes it 2nd and 13.
You hadn't seen a lot of that. We don't normally have that problem in the backfield. First time tonight, Buckeyes had trouble handling the ball. Will Henderson's going to remain in the backfield. 1 receiver left, 1 right. From the shotgun, here's Tennyson. Drops back, looking to pass, going downfield. Got a man open.
Yes, who?
Picks up number 7, Brandon Webb.
First down.
And Brandon picks up he is having one heck of a game
tonight. This is a coming out party, Jeff, for Webb. That's a deep gene pool. When you say Webb and Gilmer, you know who you're talking about. We saw his grandmother and mother both, and I stopped them on the way to the stands and thanked them for their generous contribution over the years to Buckeye football.
All right, let's see what we got here. We got Henderson back in the, hadn't seen Sims in the game tonight so far. Handoff up the middle. Henderson's got room to run. Fights his way forward. Offensive line doing a great job moving the ball forward. And that is going to be a big 8-yard gain, maybe 9. We'll call it 2nd and 1.
And I tell you, as fast as we talk about Will is all the time, he is a heck of a running back. That is between the tackles, tough yards. Every single time you see opposing jerseys around Will, the pile keeps going forward 3 to 4 yards. You can tell how strong that young man is.
Fakes the handoff, rolls to his right side. Going to have to throw it away wisely. Tennyson was in trouble. He had 2 defenders in his face, and he wisely threw the ball away.
I got to tell you, Jeff, that's twice that literally a receiver has been tackled. That's number 5 by a defensive back, and I don't think the referee knows the rule. I don't think he knows the rule.
6:37 left to play in the 3rd quarter. Gilmer leads 7-0. Nobody would have predicted that score tonight. And this game moving fast tonight, a lot faster than last week where we didn't get out until almost 11 o'clock. Henderson moves to the backfield. Handoff, Henderson up the middle, driving his legs forward. Look at that.
See how the pile moves, Jeff?
Man.
He is so strong. And of course, all that speed, his legs are unbelievably strong, but he never stops churning and turning. and he is just a downhill runner for sure. You know, we talk about the speed, and he'll probably play at the slot at the next level, but he will have a lot of run after the catch yards at the next level for sure.
All right, Henderson still in the backfield. Handoff to Henderson, left side, cuts upfield. Probably gets about 3.
Henderson again on the carry.
Again, we haven't seen Sims in the game tonight.
No Sims, no to Eric Tate. Those are 2 big weapons.
Two of the biggest weapons
Also,
we had last week.
A missing offensive lineman too. And yet you see the defensive adjustments have really changed the nature of this game. Remember, Jeff, last week the Kilgore Bulldogs held the Carthage Bulldogs right here in this stadium to a 30-27 victory. Carthage won that game, but this should give Buckeye fans a whole lot to be excited about.
Handoff to Henderson, not much there, maybe a yard, as the defense sniffs that out, and that is
once again on the carry.
Yeah, moves the stick about a yard. It's going to bring up 3rd and 6 for the Buckeyes, and we're going to have to get something here if we want to get a score out of this possession. They've been working hard and burning a lot of clock.
Well, that run right there too, Jeff, especially that nature of run, tells you we're going for it on 4th down. This is 2-down territory. When you see that kind of a play, you know that the offensive coaching staff is thinking we're going to use all 4 downs right here.
All right, Henderson deep in the backfield. Here's the snap. Looking to pass, overthrown. Wide open Webb on the sideline, and that ball's just overthrown.
Yeah, that was a good
That's going to bring
route.
up 4th and 6, and we'll see here what the Buckeyes got in
Webb
their
ran
playbook.
A really good route. Look for the Buckeyes to spread things out here and try to get the ball to Henderson in space, and really look for that speed. You know, you can run a draw play right here off of space. The other thing, of course, that you've seen the Buckeyes do is go back to that weak side off of this set with Henderson off the big tackle. Here's look for Cano right on the right side tackle, and look for him to, if they run the ball, to run it right behind him.
Here's the snap, drops back. They need this one, and they should have had it right through the hands of Will Henderson. And you throw that ball to him 10 times, he's going to catch it 9.5.
That's a touchdown as well. That is a huge opportunity. 4:48 left on the clock. Gilmer leads 7-0, turns it over on downs, and this defensive battle back and forth as the Buckeye Black Flag defense is going to have to stand up again here and try to get possession back, as that was a missed opportunity. That was a touchdown. They isolated Will Henderson with all his speed. He had a 1.5 steps, and he just, that ball almost didn't get out in front of him enough. He kind of had to reach behind him to catch it.
It kind of hit him on top of the head.
It really did. It really did.
All right, let's see what Kilgore has in store. Not on the board yet. It's 7-0 Gilmer. Fakes the handoff, drops back, going to go, launches one downfield, and almost intercepted. No flags.
Great coverage by Bird there.
Bird does a great job out in open field. Does a great job. It's a well-thrown ball, too.
And let me tell you something. Last week against Carthage, they scored, excuse me.
Yeah, easy for you to say.
They scored 2 touchdowns on that play, Jeff, throwing the ball deep. That's just good man-to-man coverage by Bird. Even makes a play on the ball. He's upset with himself that he didn't come down with an interception right there.
Yeah, he is, but that was defended extremely well by Bird. All right, let's see what Kilgore wants to do again. You can see they're feeling a little desperate. They're going long, so they're going to probably quarterback keeper this time. It was an option. What a great open field tackle there by number 24, Hector.
That's Deuce. I'm going to start calling him Deuce.
I don't think his mother's going to like that. I think she wants him to be called
Octavian.
Octavian or Hector.
Stops him for a 1 yard for a few yard gain, but it's 1 yard short, Jeff, of a first down, which is huge here. An illegal procedure, some kind of a negative play, really can put the Kilgore Bulldogs in a bind right here. They need to move the chains here and even think about 4-down territory if it's 4th and short.
Yeah, this is the second game in a row we haven't seen one illegal procedure called. I don't know if this ref crew just don't call those much or what. Here's the snap. Handoff up the middle. Buckeyes do a good job of swarming. Looks like they're going to get the first down. but it'll be short yardage. That will move the chains on a 4-yard run.
On the carry, number 15, Matthew Hardy.
Yeah,
Joe Dodd doing a good job holding his camera, his phone steady for us without a tripod, I might add. Want to appreciate the sacrifice.
Bell gets up limping a little bit there. He's playing that outside tackle position. The little change there from last week coming up from his linebacker position. He's playing on the defensive front now, and you see
I
the
like
size.
I like him on the front.
You see the size that
I definitely like him on the front. Tight set by Kilgore. Here's the snap. Handoff, number 5, right side, finds a hole. Picks up about 5 on the carry.
Isaiah Waters on the carry. Tackle by number 0.
They're going to spot him with a 4, so it'll be 2nd and 6.
Just short of midfield. 3:45 left entering this play to this third quarter. Black flag trying to stand up and get the ball back to the offense.
2nd and 6.
As we see once again fresh legs coming in and out. Bell comes out of the game for a few plays.
Yeah, give him a little bit of a break.
Once again, Coach Edwards on the defensive side really playing a lot of guys.
All right, 2 wide outs, dropping back, looking to pass. They throw one down the sideline, and that's going to fall incomplete. No flag on the play.
Yeah, and he was tugged on there. That's 21 in coverage for the Buckeyes. That's Amari Morton. Once again, does a good job in coverage, running with the receiver. Doesn't look back for the ball. And number 5, he's getting coached up on that right now. Number 5, the receiver, grabs him and just pulls him to try to get to the ball, but he's in perfect position. That's called hip pocket position for a cornerback, and you can't play it much better than that as Morton is able to break that pass up. 3rd down and 5 now. Big down here for the Buckeye Black Flag.
All right, we got 3rd and 6 for the Buckeyes. Man in motion for Kilgore. Here's the snap. Looking to pass. He's in trouble. Dumps it out to his outback. And he is going to fall forward just shy of the 1st down marker.
Jeff,
and they may give it to him. It's going to be close.
That's another one of those +1 plays. In other words, that back that went in motion becomes the outlet for the quarterback who passes that out to the outside. And now it's 4th down and 1. This is a huge play here for the Buckeye Black Flag defense on 4th and 1. If we can get a stop right here and give it back to the offense with 3 minutes left in the 3rd quarter, you hear the Buckeye fans rising to their feet and making some noise.
All right, this is a big play, folks. We're looking at 2:47 left in the 3rd quarter. Buckeyes up 7-0. 4th and 1.
They'll leave it in the quarterback's hands right here, Jeff.
This is probably going to be this will be a handoff or a quarterback keeper. Here's the snap. Handoff up the middle to the weak side, and they pulled it off because they got a big 6-yard carry and a 1st down out of it. That was a great offensive call by Kilgore.
Yeah, they caught the Buckeyes with their substitutes in. Not a lot of beef up front, so there wasn't a lot of penetration. And on the 4th down, if you want to get a stop, that's what you got to do. You're going to have to get those guys in the backfield.
Well, you saw them. They loaded the right side and then ran to the left.
That's exactly right.
Everybody was expecting it to go to the right side, including me. All right, 2 receivers wide to the right, 1 to the left. They got a 1-back set, quarterback's in the shotgun. 1st and 10. Throwing across the middle, it's caught. Big catch there and big hit by the defense, but they are moving the ball forward. That was a 15-yard gain and another 1st down by Kilgore. Kilgore pretty excited, got a little momentum behind them right now.
Morton in coverage there, man-to-man, it's a slant route. He gives up a little bit of inside position and gets his arm in there, but unable to break up that pass. That's just a whole lot of want-to from the receiver to pick up that 1st down. Just shy of the red zone here for Kilgore that are sticking with that 2-back set all night, Jeff.
Well, look for them to try that again. They've had some success there with that slant tonight. They're going to try it again. I guarantee you'll see it. Handoff, number 15, breaks it, and he's going to take it to the house for a touchdown.
That was kind of a matter of time, Jeff, as the linebacker, you see, gets pinned right there, and as soon as you clear that 2nd level, there is no defensive back there that is going to make a play because they're so spread out.
All right, there the kick is up. And good.
1:17 to play in the third quarter. Score is now Kilgore 7, Gilmer 7.
So we are looking at a tie ball game here, folks. Minute 17 left to play in the third, and we are back to square one. So we promised you a good game here tonight. We didn't know it was going to be such a defensive clinic on both sides of the ball. We're going to take a quick commercial break for our broadcast. We'll be right back.
Crowley Funeral Home has been serving families in Gilmer since 1883. Funeral director and Gilmer High School graduate Troy Murray leads the professional staff at Crowley Funeral Home and is committed to providing dignified, respectful, and compassionate assistance to every family in their time of need. Crowley Funeral Home feels strongly about maintaining high standards of excellent service while still keeping prices affordable. At Crowley Funeral Home, we treat your family as our own.
All right, we are back here in Kilgore, Texas. And we are doing a broadcast for tomorrow's broadcast since most of it's not going out tonight because of our lack of technology here in Kilgore Stadium. But we're also doing a Facebook Live for those that have found it on the Gilmer Buckeye broadcast. Here is a little pooch kick. It's going to be fielded on the 20-yard line, outside, and down to the 40-yard line. And that is Ector on the return. Nice return there by Octavian Ector.
Number 24, I figured it out. 2 times 4 is Octavian.
Ector with the carry. Knocked out of bounds by number 20, Sage Orange.
Yeah,
good field position for the Buckeyes, starting at their own 42-yard line.
I'll tell you, Ector's got some wheels. This guy can run. We have got a lot of speed on the field this year. Brandon Webb's coming out. Henderson still the back of the backfield. Motion. The handoff. Right side. Ector finds a way to get a couple.
That's a jet sweep. And I've got a feeling right here, Jeff, that the Buckeyes are going to try to get back to establish a running game, re-grab that momentum, run the clock out here on the third quarter, and start the fourth quarter with a touchdown scoring drive to put pressure back on Kilgore. They've shown the propensity to turn the ball over tonight, but they finally get off the goose egg, and let's see if the Buckeye offense doesn't just respond with a big dose of the running game.
Handoff up the middle, Will Henderson. And Will's going to be good for maybe 2 yards on the carry.
Will Henderson with the carry.
Maybe 3.
By several Bulldogs, led by 84 Cameron Christian.
And that big defensive line of Kilgore doing a good job of stopping up things up the middle.
Yeah, offensively, Jeff, it's nice to see because this game doesn't matter at all, but Kilgore's a great opponent. You don't have Eric Tate, you don't have Sims, you're missing a starting offensive lineman. This is a good time for young guys to step up. You got Jeremiah Noble and Brendan Webb out there doing a great job so far.
Quarterback keeper, and they sniffed it out right from the start. He's running for his life. He's going to get dropped for a loss. Going to lose 6 yards. It's going to bring it back to the 40. And they sniffed that one out. So that's going to be 4th and 11. Buckeyes going to be forced to punt.
Fourth quarter coming up, Jeff. 7-7 tie. It is going to come down to the fourth quarter, and the Black Flag defense is going to have to stand up here as the punt team will come on right after these messages.
Gilmer National Bank is your hometown community bank, serving people in East Texas for over a century. We are your neighbors, friends, and partners in making this a great place to live. Our employees make us a special place to do business. We are there for you when you need us. Come by and see us and find out how to make people say, "That's my bank." Gilmer National Bank, an equal opportunity lender and member FDIC.
At Farmers Insurance, we've seen almost everything, so we know how to cover almost anything, even a rock and wreck. rocked and rolled right into it, but we covered it. At Farmers, we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
All right, we're back to the action here in Kilgore. Fourth quarter, 7-7. Buckeyes forced to punt. Braden Pate gets off a great punt there. Kilgore picks it up, gets a couple of yards back on the return, and they'll start over with decent field position, 1st and 10 from their own 32-yard line.
Now mark this first defensive possession of the fourth quarter, Jeff, because all of the Tommy Edwards strategy, getting all those guys in and playing snaps and keeping those fresh legs, this is the time that it starts to matter in the fourth quarter here with the first possession with Kilgore, and it's all about penetration. It's about getting into the backfield and disrupting and getting them into negative situations. Every time you've seen Kilgore in 2nd and 3rd and long, they have a hard time. They turn the ball over passing. They have the most success when they're consistently rushing 4 and 5 yards. So look for number 5 and number 9, the big senior running back and quarterback, to try to keep it in their hands in the fourth quarter. That gives them the best chance.
Buckeyes need a turnover here. Handoff, number 5. He's instantly wrapped up by big number 42 there from the defensive line. We've been talking about him all night. 42, Trey Lee, the sophomore.
And what do we talk about, Jeff? Penetration. He takes one step towards the line of scrimmage, and he's wearing that big sophomore in the backfield, and all he can do just to get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 is exactly where the Buckeye defense wants to keep this Kilgore offense behind the chains and forcing them into passing situations, which they're not a great passing team. They're efficient and adequate at it, but I don't think they want to bet the farm on that. They'd rather keep the ball on the ground.
Well, they may be passing here. They've got 3 wideouts, 2 left, 1 right. Send a man in motion. They're going to drop back, fire one out to the flat, instantly hit.
That's 22.
It's number 22 again.
Only a 2-yard gain. That's going to bring up 3rd and 8. And once again, this leaves Kilgore in their own end of the field at their own 34, behind the chains, Jeff. So let's see if the black flag can get some pressure on the quarterback. He will flush out to the left or right side, and he is not a highly accurate passer. We've seen him overthrow some people when he's on the move if it's not a designed play. So getting him flushed and then covering downfield, and the Buckeyes have a chance to get off the field here to start this fourth quarter.
Keep in mind, we've said it all night, one of these two teams are going to leave here tonight 0-2 and still good enough to go win a state championship. It's a heck of a game and a heck of a start to the season tonight. Here's the snap, handoff, number 15 rolls to the right side. He's in trouble, running for his life. He throws way downfield, and he's going to overthrow that ball.
Exactly what we talk about. We flush him, and then he just throws up a prayer. Now it's 4th down and long, and Kilgore absolutely is going to punt this ball back to the Buckeyes. 10:49 left, and the offense now heading the other direction here in the fourth quarter with a chance to flip this field and give the Buckeyes a really good chance to go back up 7. And that would be a great answer to that third quarter that really was all Kilgore.
So Buckeyes in punt formation. Number 7, Webb, goes back to receive for the Buckeyes. Hopefully he'll get a good opportunity for a return here.
Not an impressive kicking game for Kilgore so far, although that's
nice,
a good punt.
That's a good punt. High to the left side, bounces straight up. He didn't get much of a bounce on his, he bounces backwards or bounces straight up. Yeah.
One of the two.
He's not got a good bounce tonight for his team. So Buckeyes offensive unit back on the field with 10:42 left to play in this game. Tie ball game, 7-7. So Gilmer needs to drive down the field, figure out a way to get on the board, eat some clock, put Kilgore on their heels, make them feel desperate. So here we go. Webb out wide to the left. Here's the snap. It's a fumble. Tennyson picks it up. He's in trouble. Big loss for the Buckeyes. Probably a 10, 12-yard loss. Not how we needed to start the series.
Yeah, bad snap is always going to create a problem. And if Caden's got thinks through that, he can pull that up and just throw that away. And that's just from experience standpoint early in the season, but shows you how good the snaps have been. As many times as we've said in past years, you remember Brandon Tennyson was taking a lot of bad snaps and making those plays. Caden hasn't had to do that.
All right, they try a draw play, and it's going to go nowhere. As Kilgore has seen that play on film, defensive line does a good job staying home, filling the gaps, and that's going to be a nothing burger as it brings up third and about 22 for the Buckeyes.
That bad snap really cost them. Now the Buckeyes are really going to have to get in a downfield passing game, some crossing routes, and really test this defense. We see a cramping Kilgore player down that's going to stop the clock at 9:35, 7-7, 3rd and 22 for the Buckeyes. They're going to have to put the ball in the air down the field when we come back.
When tragedy strikes, you don't want to be in a position where you're second guessing your lawyer's ability or the resolve to get you fairly compensated. When you hire Godarzi & Young, you know you're hiring a law firm that has nationally ranked settlements and verdicts. We have over 2 decades of experience holding 18-wheeler companies accountable for their negligent action. Don't make the mistake of hiring anybody else. Hire the best. Hire Godarzi & Young.
All right, we're back here to Kilgore. I want to apologize once again to our fan base tonight, the Army of Buckeyes. We had no broadband connection here in Kilgore Stadium, which is unbelievable for a school this size. But we've tried to broadcast tonight on a cell phone, basically, and we just didn't have the bandwidth to get this thing out consistently. So we're doing a little Facebook Live for some of our fan base.
It's called Fly by the Seat of Our Orange.
Exactly right. You can watch the game tomorrow on eText or on YouTube. It'll be posted for everybody to watch tomorrow. All right, here we go. 2 receivers left, 2 right. From the shotgun. 3rd and forever. They're going to throw a bomb. Webb goes up for it. Breaks loose, gets to the 50, first down Buckeyes.
Tell me.
Once again, Webb.
Tell me that Webb is not having a coming out party tonight. And it's been a long time coming. He was so effective as a sophomore. He grows about 7 inches during the summer, and physically he's a different person. But you can tell the confidence just with each and every play as that big, huge conversion on 3rd and 22. Webb bails him out. First down Buckeyes into Kilgore territory.
All right, handoff. Will up the middle, nothing there. Maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. And I tell you, that play has just not been effective tonight. They are going to give him a 2-yard gain. But we've just had nothing there. Last week, Will ran for over 200 yards, and a lot of it was right up the gut.
Yeah, you count the number of red jerseys there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys that are loading the box. They sneak that safety up, and that's only 5 guys trying to block 8, and that's why you see only 2
they know
yard
they
gain.
only need 1 blown gap, and Will take it to the house.
That's right.
Hand off to Webb. Webb stays on his feet. Around the corner he goes, stays on his feet. Down to the 25-yard line. And this game tonight has been all about Webb.
He is absolutely, in the absence of Tarek Tate, who probably is the most talented Buckeye this season, absolutely just making a huge leap forward. I mentioned to Coach Griggs coming in that this might be his night to shine, and it certainly has proven that. First down Buckeyes at the 25, knocking on the door of the red zone. Watch for Will Henderson here.
Here's the snap, handoff to Henderson. Look it up, trying to find the gap, falls forward for a gain of about 3. And again, there's just not been much up the gut. They want him to be able to break one.
Yeah, he's so good at staying patient.
They gave him a 4-yard spot. That was a pretty good spot for the Buckeyes.
Clock continues to run here. Buckeyes need to stick it in the end zone, but burning another 3 minutes would sure help here, Jeff.
8 minutes left, 7-7. Kilgore and Gilmer. Dropping back to pass. Pushed out of the pocket. Tennyson running for his life. He's going to be tackled for a loss once again. And that is a 8-yard loss for the Buckeyes.
Yeah, you just got to throw that one away and not eat that ball. and brings up 3rd and 13 and takes the Buckeyes out of field goal range. So that is a game-changing play right there.
Well, we saw the big 3rd down play earlier to Webb, so hopefully he's not even out there right now. Jeremiah Noble is over here on the short side of the field.
Yeah, they're missing a guy in the slot. They're going to bring pressure, but they've got man in the slot.
Tennyson dropping back, checking off, goes long, and batted down in the end zone. Pass was intended for Bird. That's going to bring up 4th and 15 for the Buckeyes, obviously 4-down territory. 7:06 left to play in the game.
That play right there is where you missed to Eric Tate, just to go up and get a ball athletically. And that's going to be there in the future for Caden Tennyson and the Buckeyes. But tonight, it gives you an opportunity to develop some other guys, and they're going to have that
There's
chance.
your snap, Caden Tennyson. Across the middle, Jeremiah Noble for the 1st down.
What a big catch and a big throw. Again, exactly what we talk about. A young guy getting an opportunity to step up. Jeremiah Noble being that guy as he gets up slow, but it moves the chains for the Buckeyes down inside the 15. That's a strike from Caden Tennyson.
Boy, when
Great
it counts,
boys.
they are really stepping up
They
tonight.
really do.
They're keeping the fans on the edge of the seat, that's for sure. Here's the snap, handoff up the middle. Will, nothing there.
Yeah, and that's one more guy in the box that is slanting down. That's 64 from his defensive ends is just chasing down the line of scrimmage. Great job from the Kilgore coaching staff, watching a lot of film and getting Will Henderson before he can get a chance to get going. Will's strong legs turns a little bit of a gain there, just to a 1 yard, but that in all honesty should have been a 3-yard loss.
2 receivers left, 2 right for the Buckeyes.
Oh my goodness. He's got a chance to reset there, and the defensive coaches talked him into that on the other side. That's just...
Is that going to be, that's an illegal procedure against the Buckeyes.
They said Will Henderson moved in the slot, and he has a chance in the slot to reset because he's in the backfield. So he can move and reset, but the coaches on the other side are screaming at the side judge who throws that flag and just talked him into it. I mean,
all right, here we go.
Somebody should read the rule book.
2 receivers left, 1 to the right. From the shotgun, Henderson goes in motion. Caden Tennyson, nothing there. There is nothing in the middle. I mean, they are just absolutely shutting the middle down. 6 minutes left. I'd love to see us start running side to side.
Yeah, with that call there, that might be a setup for a field goal type of a call. Here comes Webb again into the game, Jeff. 5:40 left, and this is a big play on 3rd down to get into 4th down and manageable, or to get yourself into field goal range.
Well, not only that, we need to be a little closer to being in field goal range. They're going to call a timeout. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Do you enjoy watching your favorite TV programs on your smartphone or tablet? Or maybe you'd rather watch them on your Roku or Amazon Fire TV. Tired of having to change your TV input from your old traditional cable to watch your favorite streaming apps? If so, we have great news for you. eTex is making the move to streaming and has launched a new app. eTex TV allows you to watch over 130 channels in Full HD on your streaming or mobile devices. This means you can simply download the eTex TV app, subscribe, and start watching. With all your favorite functions like DVR and Pause Live TV, and new features like Restart TV. To learn more, visit www.etex.net or contact a customer service rep at 903-797-HELP. That's 903-797-4357.
All right, we are back in Kilgore. 5:33 left to play in this game. Gilmer, 3rd and 13, knocking on the door. Gotta have it right here. Going for the end zone and dropped. Unbelievable. Webb It was batted away. And that was a good defensive play there by Kilgore to bat that away. That would have been a touchdown for sure. And they're going to come out and try a field goal. Evidently, they like Braden's leg here.
Now Braden can kick it now. Braden Pate can kick one probably from about 42 is his range. This is 36 yards, but dead on to give the Buckeyes a lead with 5:27 left.
Here's the snap. Kick is up, and it is good. Braden Pate, I know his mom and dad are throwing a fit right now as Braden Pate puts 3 on the board and put the Buckeyes ahead once again.
So a 3-point lead, Jeff, that is going to give a special importance to the special teams right here. You do not need a big return from Kilgore. You want to try to get, one kicked out of the end zone. As you know, Pate can kick it. After you kick a 36-yard field goal, you probably got a lot of adrenaline pumping too.
Man, you talk about nerves.
This is the opportunity right here to kick it deep if you're ever going to kick it deep. Maybe get some kind of a bad break, a slip down, something happen to get a long field for Kilgore. You do not want to give them a short field.
Yeah, that was a great kick there by Braden Pate, and to put the Buckeyes up. I'd love to have had a touchdown there, but I'll certainly take the 3 because now you really got the pressure on Kilgore. They're going to have to come out slinging the football. So the secondary of Buckeyes are going to get tested on this next offensive possession by Kilgore because they are desperate to get down the field and not burn clock. So they're going to have to go to the air. As Gilmer lines up to kick, and they're going to kick a high kick, fielded on about the 16-yard line. Right up the middle, he found a gap. Braden's chasing him down, and that's twice tonight. The kicker has had to save us, and they got exactly what we did not want, a good return. They are on the 49 of the Buckeyes.
Yeah, short field is not what you wanted to give Kilgore, and it really surprised me that he didn't just rear back and kick it through the end zone. As we know, we've seen him do that on several occasions. But they tried to kick it to a return, and nobody covered that middle lane. It was fortunate that Mr. Pate there made that tackle. Otherwise, that would have been a return for a touchdown.
What a dramatic touchdown that would have been, given where we are. 5:19 left in the game. Gilmer leads 10-7. And let's see what Kilgore fumbles the ball. Jumps up, throws one down the field, and it is not caught.
That is Trillian once again on
Man, what good presence of mind.
Yeah.
Picking up the ball and throwing a fly route. Are you kidding me? That was a great play there by the quarterback. Wow.
Yeah, brings up 2nd and long, right where the Buckeyes want to have them. Trillian on great coverage there, man-to-man, number 22, running stride for stride with that receiver. They have really not been able to do anything deep. And here's an opportunity for the Buckeyes to stand up. 2nd and long.
Hey, listen, some of the best games that's come down to the wire that I've ever watched in my years of doing this have been at Kilgore and Gilmer, and we got another one tonight. Here's the snap. Handoff, 15 up the middle. Buckeyes doing a good job. 3rd and 10. No gain. Again, that defensive line and linebacker crew doing a good job up the middle tonight. Think about how many games we've watched Kilgore and Gilmer come down to the wire.
20 years.
You know, one of the best ones I've ever seen, 2009. In Gilmer, came down to the last play, Dylan Bowman knocking the ball down. We'll see what happens tonight. They got to keep him out of the end zone to win this game. Here's the snap. Fakes the handoff. Plenty of time. Looking downfield. Launches one. Through the hands of the receivers. 4th and 10.
Morton in coverage, and right now, Jeff, you can feel the momentum is on the side of the Buckeyes. With every single play, they get more and more confidence. As now they're going to send the punt team on. 4:21 left in this game, and once again, Webb is going to come back to receive this punt.
I can't believe they're going to punt with 4:21 left. The way the Buckeyes can run a lot of clock off. I find that shocking. That might be their last opportunity to go for a win. I'm shocked that they're doing that. Nice punt there.
Once again,
it just doesn't take a good bounce for Kilgore. I don't know what it is, but that punt, they can't get a good roll. Thank goodness for the Buckeyes.
How about the black flag making a huge statement here tonight, holding the Kilgore Bulldogs to 7 points.
So
now
far.
With 4 minutes left, Jeff, in this game, the Buckeyes have an opportunity to execute behind this big offensive line.
Well, this is where we got to run the ball. We got to be able to run the ball. We got to be able to run the ball. They've got 3 timeouts left. They've got all their timeouts. So they're going to be able to stop the clock. Hand off to Will around the right side. Will's running. Runs out of bounds. Needs to stay inbounds.
Yeah, that's okay because he picked up a good 6 yards. They're going to mark him outside at about the 30. That's about 4 yards.
30-yard line.
Nevertheless, stops the clock with 4:07 left, but makes second and manageable, and that's probably more important.
Yeah, we got to keep that clock rolling.
Nothing to you point, Jeff. Nothing's come on the inside tonight against these Kilgore Bulldogs.
Yeah, I wouldn't run another thing up the middle. We've had
everything outside.
I mean, our longest run up the middle has been 4 yards. Motion. They fake it. Nope, they hand it to Webb. Webb cuts that. Look at this guy. Downfield he goes. And look at this. He's going to take it to the high.
Touchdown, Brennan Webb. No flag.
No flag.
How about number 7 coming out party? My gracious.
There is no way he should have been able to cut back and get that. What a cut by Brandon Webb. I can't wait to watch the highlight reel.
Yeah, stars born tonight, Jeff. You got to say, this has been Brandon Webb's coming out party. That was an absolute Division I move that he just threw. Making that cut, taking it all the way to the house. Now the Buckeyes go up 2 scores with the extra point left to come. How big now was that field goal when you have a touchdown with 3:52? Now Kilgore's got to score twice.
Wow. That was something, I'm going to tell you.
You saw it every single play of this game, more and more confidence, capped off with that big run. That is about a 56-yard run there by Brandon Webb, touchdown. Extra point is up, and it is good. And the Buckeyes now have this 2-score lead squarely in hand with 3:52 here in Kilgore. How about that from Brandon Webb? It has been a long time coming, as we've talked about, but if nothing else, the absence of Tarek Tate tonight and the opportunities that it's given Webb is going to pay dividends later on.
Well, think about it. You got two or three of your best players not playing tonight. Tarek Tate's not playing tonight. You got Sims not playing tonight. You got a starting offensive lineman not playing. So we have. I'm proud of these guys for what they've done. What's crazy, we've said this all night since pregame tonight, is one of these 2 teams we're going to leave here 0-2 and still have the ability to go win state. That's how good these 2 teams are. Obviously, Kilgore in Division I and Gilmer being in Division II. But both teams coming into this game ranked high in the state, but going up against Chapel Hill and Carthage last week, both taking a loss.
There's your 4 best 4A teams in the state right there.
They really
playing
are.
each other back-to-back.
Regardless of division, that's the 4
That's right.
probably best teams in the state, arguably. So we'll see what Gilmer does here. I'd onside kick it just for fun.
Yeah, well, I would not kick it back deep to that guy again.
He's lining up long. He's lining up deep. He's going to kick this one to the fence.
Yeah, kick this one to the field house.
Yeah, he's going to kick this one deep. All right, nice kick there. Fielded on the 2-yard line. Just stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. He's running up the middle, and once again, the kicker had to make the stop.
Yeah, the same lane once again. That's going to give the Buckeye special teams a lot to think about because that's the exact same place he ran the last one. And luckily, Pate is up to the challenge to make that one-on-one tackle as he does again. But it gives him a short field once again. But remember, Jeff, that field goal is big. They now have a 2-score lead over these Kilgore Bulldogs. The score is 17-7, 10-point lead, 3:43 left. I'm not sure Kilgore's got enough time here.
All right, let's see, but they're going to come out slinging, obviously. 3:43, they have to keep the ball in the air. They're doing an out route, and they get a catch and 8 yards. Stop the clock.
Yeah, and Trillian's playing off a little bit on that coverage. That's something that he really wanted to jump that route earlier. And knowing that they're going to pass the ball, let's see if this Buckeye secondary, yeah, Trillian Butler, that's number 22. He's played such a huge role tonight.
2 receivers right, 2 left, 1 back. Dropping back to pass. Heavy pressure. Goes down the sideline, overthrows it. He's overthrown those fly patterns all night tonight. I'm surprised they didn't go to a slant. He throws a nice post. He throws a nice slant route.
Yeah, but
he's not good. He's not good at the fly route.
That's exactly right.
So I'm surprised to see him go to the fly route.
3rd down and 3 now, because that last out route was only 7-yard gain.
Well, they've got their starting back in the backfield. They're going to try to pick up this 3 yards. Right here. Nope, going to the air. And it is caught for the first down around the 32-yard line, 33-yard line.
Yeah, playing that cover 4 with 4 deep safeties back there, Jeff, that just leaves that wide open. They just run to the numbers and just throw it to a slot.
You just hope they get in a hurry right here, force, because of time, and throw an interception. Stepping up in the pocket, across the middle, wide open. Big gain down to the 16-yard line, and Buckeyes in trouble here. 1st and 10 from the 16. They are slinging it effectively. 2 receivers left and right. They're going to put it in the air again. Dropping back, throwing a fade to the corner of the end zone, out of bounds. You're going to bring up 2nd and 10 from the 16.
Finally got a little pressure there. Bell got back into the backfield and hit the quarterback. 3:01 left, but they have got the ball 2nd down and 10 inside the red zone now. I'm not sure why they think they've just got to throw the ball. I'm happy with them doing that because they don't do it very well, but they should mix this back in.
Well, they've done it well on this possession. They're dropping back. Pressure. Again, quarterback's forced out of the pocket. He's going to have to run for it. He's picking up some yards. Gets down inside the 5 on a broken play. Flag on the play. You got to hope that is not against Gilmer.
No, I think one of the Buckeyes got hit late, and I think that's going to back Kilgore up.
Well, we can only hope. That didn't go our way very much.
Yeah, I think this is going to back up Kilgore as a late hit, 15 yards, and take them all the way back down to the 20.
I didn't see what happened. You got better eyes than me. That's a long way down there.
Yeah, after the whistle, a guy came flying in and hit, looked like number 20. I think they're going to back up Kilgore 15 yards here.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 2 on the defense.
Nope. Half the distance to the goal. Unsportsmanlike conduct on Gilmer. So that puts them around the 3. And that puts them in scoring range. They got 2:49 on the clock. If they score here, they have the ability to come out, kick an onside kick, and that's going to make this game very exciting. Every time we play Kilgore, it comes down to the last few plays of the game. My nerves can't handle it. Quarterback keeper touchdown, Kilgore. And they have decided to make this an exciting game.
Yeah, they're going to have to go with the hands team here, Jeff.
Kilgore, an impressive drive down the field. Kept the ball in the air the entire time, except the one broken play that ended up being, 15 yards nearly. And the kick is up and good. So we are still there in this ball game, folks. It's going to come down to an onside kick.
And we're going to have the hands team in here, Jeff, to try to maintain possession.
It just depends on how the ball bounces.
And they are going to have to burn their timeouts if Gilmer gets the ball back here. But how big is that field goal now with 2-score game? 17-14 is the margin right now that the Buckeyes lead. Remember, last week they lost a 3-point game here to Carthage. So as Kilgore comes storming back, to your point, they were very efficient with the clock. They used less than a minute off the clock to go, 51 yards after that big kickoff return. And if there is a such thing as Mr. Momentum right now, it is on the side of the Kilgore Bulldogs. The hands team out for the Buckeyes to try to recover this onside kick, which obviously is going to go back over to the Kilgore side.
Yeah, you just got to cross your fingers if you're a Gilmer Buckeye fan right now that we get this recovery of this onside kick, because we do not want to give Kilgore 2 minutes and 43 seconds.
Now you remember, Jeff, the Buckeyes do not have to let it go 10 yards. They can charge the ball like a grounder. And let's see what they're going to try to do.
So let's see how this ball bounces. Hopefully it'll bounce right into the arms, and that is perfect for the Buckeyes. It did not go 10 yards, and it rolled out of bounds. So that's Buckeyes ball. We got 2 minutes and 42 seconds to burn off the clock.
And here's an opportunity for the Buckeyes up front to impose their will. 2:42 left. We need to be able to move the chains. Twice we'll get it done because Kilgore can stop the clock with 2:42 and a 25-second play clock. So that
if Kilgore loses this game by 3, that's 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
And those small margin losses, they hurt.
They really hurt. Remember, Division I team, and they're in the same district with Lindale, with Chapel Hill, that district of doom in 4A class Division I.
Yeah, Gilmer gets a little penalty to their favor here. So favorable field position, 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line of the Bulldogs. Handoff, Will Henderson. They're going to drag him down at the line of scrimmage. And then Kilgore's going to start. Yeah, they're going to use their first timeout. So this has been, we knew this was going to be a great game. But every year, remember the last time we played here, 10 years ago,
it came down to
the wire.
We had
Jeff Trailer was coaching. He had to let them score so we could get the ball back and have an opportunity to get on the field.
And the guys in straps decided not to give us a chance to win the game. I will be grateful next week when we don't have this officiating crew. Let's just leave the grace at that level.
Yeah, we're just going to say.
But right now it's important that the Buckeyes do 3 things, Jeff. First, take care of the football. Number 1, protect the football. Number 2, stay out of negative situations on 2nd down and 10. So you don't need 3rd down and 14 when you're going to have to throw the football and potentially stop the clock on 3rd down and give Kilgore an opportunity to save their timeouts. So this critical running play right here needs to pick up at least 4 or 5 yards to put us in 4-down territory.
Well, it forced them to take another timeout. But you want to be able to get a running timeout, a running 1st down here. They're going to hand it to Will, and he's going to get, it looked like a horse collar to me. He's going to pick up 4 yards on the carry. Kilgore takes another timeout.
So that's a 4-yard pickup on that play. That is exactly what the Buckeyes need, because you can go for it on 4th down if you're going to force Kilgore to call another timeout. And if you pick it up, ball game. It's over. It's over. They can't really stop the clock. So Kilgore has got to do 2 things now. They've got to stop Gilmer from getting a 1st down, and then they're going to have to stop him on 4th down too. So the Buckeyes really have 2 plays right here to pick up 6 yards.
I'd love to see them break one right here. 2:25 left to play. Gilmer leads 17-14. 3rd and 6. Kilgore has 1 timeout remaining. If the Buckeyes can pick up a 1st down right here, that is going to be a backbreaker.
Yeah, or more importantly, just get another 3 or 4 positive yards so that you force them to call another timeout on 4th down.
Tight set by Gilmer. Handoff, Will Henderson. Wheels it, falls forward for a gain of 2. Kilgore calls in their last timeout.
And now, Jeff, you can throw the football. Now you can open everything up on 4th down, because if you get another 1st down, they can't stop the clock. So that is very, very well played strategy by Coach Metzel, but it all comes down to this 4th down play.
Yeah, so 2:19. The clock is stopped. Kilgore used their last timeout. 17-14. And Gilmer needs a first down right here. If they get a first down right here, we can pretty much take it to the house.
That's right.
Because Kilgore can't stop the clock anymore. But if they get it back here, if we turn over on downs, it's going to be up to the defense to make a stop.
And the playbook's wide open. But one thing I don't understand, Jeff, is why number 7 standing on the sideline.
Yeah, Webb's on the sideline. And so evidently we're going to, keep it on the ground again. We hadn't been good at getting 4 yards tonight consistently. So let's see if we got a little trick up our sleeve here. They're doing a quick huddle break. Hand off to Henderson, nothing there.
Kilgore gets that stop, and I don't understand why we don't throw the football right there because the playbook's wide open. We do not have to run the ball because if it's a turnover on possession, the clock's going to stop. But remember, now they go strictly to the air because they can't afford to run the football. So now we know what's going to happen. We're going to have to play great defense. And again, now number 7 comes on the field back there with Connor Dodd. You've got your A-team in.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised we don't have Will Henderson back at safety right now.
12 players on that play defense.
All right, they're pulling him out. So they got him off the field just in time. Jeremiah Nobody to come off. Got a flag on the play, illegal procedure. And that's going to back up Kilgore 5 yards. It'll be repeat first down, 1st and 15.
I'm okay with him leaving the ball there if we can take 30 seconds off the clock. The clock is the enemy right now with no timeouts. If the Buckeyes can keep them in bounds, that is going to play a big role. No matter if they catch a pass, if it's 4 or 5 yards, they're going to try to get everything towards the boundary. They're going to be working out of bounds.
There's a lot of nerves working against the Kilgore team. Let's see if they can execute. Dropping back. They're going to have to dump it to the outback. And he only picks up about 2 yards on the carry, but he does stop the clock.
And that's that +1 play that's worked so effectively for them is they use that back out of the backfield. He doesn't stay in the block. He becomes the extra man.
They didn't even give him, I don't think, a yard on that. But he does stop the clock. 2:03. Gilmer leads by 3. Dropping back. Stepping up. Down the field he goes. And it's caught at the 40 of Gilmer. That's that slant route we've been talking about tonight. We need to set a safety back there.
No timeout action.
We got a injury on the field. Looks like another cramp. But that was a big play right there. First down, 1:57 left. He throws that slant extremely well.
Yeah, towards the middle of the field. It's towards the boundary and in the corners that he really has a problem throwing the football.
So once again, folks, going to be a dramatic finish here as Gilmer leads 17-14 with 1:57. They've just made a huge play for a first down. They sit on Gilmer's 40-yard line with a 1st and 10.
And that's number 2. That's their main wide receiver, Jeff. He's going to have to come out for at least a play. And that was as good as timeout.
So
they need to be running the clock right here.
So the clock hadn't even started yet. 2 receivers left.
Stop the clock!
Yeah, somebody's managing the clock in the press box. They throw another out route. He catches it for a touchdown. Caught it for a touchdown. And what a dramatic comeback by Kilgore.
Unfortunately, Jeff, they left the Buckeyes 1:49 seconds. That's probably not what they intended to do on that drive. They threw it up to the outside, and that's the one pass that they've gotten away with on a fly route all night long.
Well, Kilgore, despite not getting the onside kick, was able to come in here, march down the field, put 2 scores on the board with just a few minutes on the clock. So now the pressure goes to the Buckeye side of the ball. They'll be forced to go to the air.
All 3 timeouts left, Jeff, or 2 timeouts?
2 timeouts.
2 timeouts left. Practice this every practice. It's 2-minute drill, but a lot is riding on the return right here on the kick to give the Buckeyes good field position. The Buckeyes need a touchdown to win this game.
Man, if you like football, this has been a great game. What a battle. We could use another kickoff return like we had last week for a touchdown. What a dramatic game. Webb and Ector back deep for the Buckeyes.
Well, let's see what
Sims
Kilgore
is on
tries
the
to
field
do.
now for the first time tonight, along with Jeremiah Noble.
Back deep for the Buckeyes, number 7, Brendan Webb, and number 24, Tavian Lecter. Kicking up for Kilgore, number 83, Aiden Reed.
All right, they're going to try to kick this as deep as they can, I'm sure. Nice high kick. It's going to be fielded on about the 9-yard line.
That's Webb.
Webb comes up the middle. What a great return out past the 40. Now it's all up to Caden Tennyson and the receivers. You're going to have good protection.
Jeff. Once again, wide open. The playbook is wide open here. 1:42 left with 2 timeouts. We got a cramping Buckeye down. Let's see what number that is. Is that Webb?
He's not cramping. Is he?
Yeah, they're stretching him for a cramp. Great return there by Webb out to the 42-yard line. So the Buckeyes 58 yards away from pay dirt and a win. So this is going to be a very important drive, obviously.
Well, this is as good a practice time as you can possibly
absolutely.
get. I mean, for next year, the way that Webb has stepped up in this game, of course, he's the guy with the cramp right now that is going to have to get over that real quick because we need him on offense.
Oh, yeah, that's not the guy you want limping off the field with 1:42 left in the game. Buckeyes are trailing by 4. Kilgore fans on their feet yelling for their defense. You got Jeremiah Noble out here. Wide to the left side. Will Henderson's in the backfield. Looking to throw deep. Man open across midfield. Big. If you want a good hands, you go to Connor Dodd. And that was a slant route. Hard to cover a slant. That's a big game by the Buckeyes. First and 10.
Left, all the time in the world right now to go 30 yards.
All right, just stay calm, Caden. Drop back. Find your man. There it is. Touchdown, Buckeyes. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Unbelievable, unbelievable, unbelievable. I've watched so many good games between these two teams. Nothing's going to top this one. This is one for the record books, folks. I mean, wow.
Hey, and we're not done. There's 1:16 left. Kilgore has no timeouts to stop the clock, but we've got a chance to go up 3 here. It's important that we make this extra point here. So for Pate, it's an important kick.
Unbelievable. It was a Braden Pate picks it up. Buckeyes are not going to get the extra point, but they're ahead by 1, 2. Ahead by 2.
It's a 2-point game.
It is a 2-point game. 1:16 left to play. And now you know what's going to happen. Exactly what we saw a while ago. They're going to throw that slant across the middle.
Yeah, they will go to the air.
We need to set somebody right in the middle of the field and leave him there.
That's exactly right. One extra safety deep is going to be important here.
We got to put somebody right in the middle of the field and just pick it off.
Yeah,
Wouldn't that be great?
Hopefully Mr. Webb has recovered from that cramp of returning the kick.
Wow.
But this is important, Jeff, that Kilgore does not get a good return on this kick.
This has got to be the best football game happening in East Texas tonight.
Oh, for sure.
And what makes me sick is we don't have the data to put this game in front of the whole community. We've got 250 people found us, luckily, on Facebook. But the whole town in the morning, when they hear about this, they're going to be sick. Luckily, they can go watch the replay on eText or on YouTube. But wow.
No timeouts left, 116. This is the most important special teams play that the Buckeyes have had all season for sure.
Yeah, you can't let them get a good return here again. We got to get downfield. You know, a squib kick would be, something like that, right?
Something
that's hard to pick up and return.
That's right.
He's lining up as though he's going to do a short pooch kick.
Just pooch it to the 25-yard line.
It's going to be a short kick. High pooch kick, fielded on the 28. He's running to the middle. Back to the left side, no return. Fumble on the play. Buckeyes have the ball. Buckeyes have the ball. Buckeyes have the ball.
Recover the football. Oh my goodness. Buckeye ball. That is going to be the ball game, folks.
They're blowing it down. They're saying it's dead.
Oh, they're saying that is such. You've got to be kidding me.
Connor Dodd comes up with the football.
Once again, the referees insert themselves into the game. And it's the same guy from the opposite side. You got to be kidding me.
Metzel arguing that one. You got to be kidding me. This is the same crew that inserted themselves last week. Oh man, let's make a good defensive stance here, boys.
Now somebody better get out on the guy on the opposite side because there's nobody done wide.
We still got coaches.
Call. That is an absolutely pathetic call.
Gilmer calls a timeout, and Allen took a timeout literally just to give them what for.
So why didn't they
remember last week? Allen had to explain to them that they gave them a 30-yard advantage because this same crew, instead of a 15-yard penalty, gave a 30 one because they lost the spot.
Yeah,
we have them another game this year too.
And I realize mistakes happen.
Yeah,
but when you're in a game like this, you can't make that kind of mistake.
Why don't you blow the whistle if the play's not dead? But the side judge from all the way across the field comes over and calls on this hash mark. There's three referees that are closer than him.
Look,
he calls it down.
He's going to argue, and he's going to send the film in. It's not going to do any good. They're going to say, Coach, I'm sorry. Play stands. You're not going to talk us out of it. But, hopefully the defense will come out here and make a great stand, and that'll be a dramatic end to the game.
Jeff Trainer will be in jail now.
Yeah. What a dramatic end. A minute and 15 seconds. They're fixing to start slinging it all over the yard. Connor Dodd, this is your chance for a pick right here. They're going down the sideline, and they got a flag. Interference on number 5. Hackett. They run into each other. They're going to call pass interference. That's going to be an automatic first down.
That's not a spot foul.
This crew is a spot foul 40 yards.
Yeah, last week they tried to spot foul it.
Oh, they did. They don't try, they did it.
There's no such thing as a spot foul in high school football, guys.
Yeah, they did this last week. Hopefully they're not trying to do it again. They moved the markers last week, and they lost sight of where it was. They almost just did it again. It's a 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
They don't know what they're doing. They're terrible.
Yeah, you just don't have educated referees. They really have no clue. They're going to call this 15 yards from the 39.
Well, what's crazy is, look, I see making a mistake, but this is what happened last week. It's the same thing that happened last week. It was the exact same thing last week. Now, last week they marked off 30 yards because they lost the spot because the chains moved.
Right.
So they got 30 yards. This time, at least they kept them to 15. But that is egregious.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it wasn't pass interference. I'm saying...
Yeah, you can't blow that call.
Yeah. Here's the snap. Heavy pressure, forced to run. Left side, got a flag on the play. It's going to be holding. That's going to bring it back. As they call it holding, it should be holding. So that'll bring that one back. A minute 2. This game was going by really fast.
Third penalty on Kilgore.
It was going by really fast up until the last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So holding against the offense.
At least they know what that looks like, because that's the third penalty all night on Kilgore.
I would hate to be an official, I really would, but man, you cannot mess those things up. Not in a game like this at the end of the game.
You at least have to know the rules.
Yeah. All right, so Kilgore is looking at 1st and 20. It's repeat first down, and now we got another flag. It's going to be illegal procedure against Kilgore. That's going to back them up 5. It'll be a repeat first down again.
Now, is the side judge from the other side coming in and saying something here?
They're waving it off. Waving it off.
You gotta be kidding me.
I don't have a clue. I don't know what.
You have got to be kidding me.
Yeah, I don't have a clue. All right, let's see what happens here.
The side judge on this side threw the flag.
They're gonna run. They're gonna run this fly route right here. He's flushed out of the pocket, looking to pass. They got a catch, not a first down, but it is across midfield.
And the clock's got to run, Jeff. The clock is running.
And Brandon Webb is hurt. He's down on the field again.
That's the time to crawl off.
That's a rough timeout right there. He's cramping up again. Not the time you want Webb out of the game.
They didn't have any timeouts. Now the clock stopped.
Yeah, exactly.
43 seconds. You know, we're going to go back and watch film. I don't know how they didn't call that a fumble earlier. Sometimes you go back and you watch film, you think you see something. Maybe not. Maybe they saw something we didn't. They're on the field, we're not. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt, but more than likely, I think that was a definite fumble. That ball was sliding all over the field.
If it's down, then he should have blown the whistle. That's the point.
Yeah, there was no whistle.
You stopped the play.
Yeah.
You blow the whistle after we recovered the fumble, and then you come say he's down? Sorry, but you don't get do-overs in a play.
All right, 43 seconds. Gilmer ahead by 2. Kilgore with the ball. It's 2nd and 5. 2nd and 5 on the Buckeye 46-yard line. They're going to put it in the air in a big, big way.
The clock's got to run. Start the clock. They are not starting the clock.
Here's the snap. Rolling to his left side. Going to have to run. Runs down the field out of bounds. That's going to be a first down.
Yeah, and Jeff, the clock operator does not start the clock when the guy runs. That's twice that they've done that. I mean, that is egregious. You've got to make that adjustment when the clock is not starting and you're blowing the whistle to say run the clock.
We've got to get some pressure on this quarterback. Keep flushing him. We don't need to let him put the ball in the air. They've been pretty effective these last couple of drives in the air. We have got to put some pressure on him. Get back there in his face. There it is. Get a hold of him, boys. There you go. Out of bounds once again. 28 seconds left on the clock. Still a lot of time. Yeah, we're up by 2. We don't want to let them get in field goal range.
Gain of 7 brings up 2nd and 3. Ball is now spotted.
So we need a fumble or a interception here, something that stops forward momentum. If they get, 15 more yards, they're in field goal range. They're going to pass. He's got a man wide open, and he gets down inside the 20. They're now in field goal range. 20 seconds left on the clock. 18, 17. And they're going to down it with 12 seconds left.
No whistle and and the clock automatically stopped. No whistle.
Here because they don't have a timeout. They can't do anything. They
Yeah.
have to do it.
Yeah. Now they may have time to execute one play and still have enough time to.
Yeah, that's a 42-yard field goal.
To go for a field goal.
They got the leg.
Yeah, their kicker has the leg for it for sure. Man, what a dramatic end to this ball game.
Yeah, it's not a timeout. You've got to run the clock. The clock is, again, not running.
We should have the ball anyway and be over already. But
Yeah, all right, here they go. They're lining up to kick this field goal.
They're not running the clock. I mean, you had 12 seconds run off and nobody ran the clock.
Complete pass.
Refs talking it over out here. Looks like Gilmer called their last timeout to talk it over.
In hockey, they get stars of the game. If they win, it'll be referees the first star and the time
So keeper, you get the second.
star.
That's right. There is such adamant home cooking, it's not even funny. I mean, this is a 1960s home cooking game.
So this is it.
Kilgore has 3 more.
Yeah, this is the last play of the game here, basically. I mean, this is the one that's going to matter. If this kicker hits this one, it's going to be over. 12 seconds on the clock. A bad snap would be great right about now, because he's got the leg. Let's just hope for a bad snap. It's on the ground. It's up, and he nailed it.
Now is when you put Will Henderson deep.
I hate to see referees decide who wins the ball.
Oh yeah, I mean, and this is a meaningless game, but that's 2 weeks in a row that it's just terrible. I mean, it's terrible.
Well, it's unfortunate that it's the same ref crew. Last week wouldn't have mattered. They didn't cost us the game. They just cost us some yardage. But tonight, it was the game, in my opinion. But we'll go back and watch the film. We want to be fair. What a hard-fought ball game. I am so proud of our boys right now and our coaching staff. Playing against a team, Division I, great team over here. And they have fought tonight, both sides. Let's give it up for these kids on both sides of the ball. I don't want to focus on the refs. I want to focus on some great athletes on the field. And boy, we have had some tonight.
Back deep for Gilmer once again. Number 7, Brendan Webb, and number 24,
All right. I'm sure they'll try to kick it. Kick it deep or kick it out of bounds. High pooch kick.
Look out! Look out! Look out! They've got a blocker!
If he gets enough walls, and the game is over. Game is over. A hard-fought ball game tonight on both sides of the field. Both teams played a hard game tonight. We'll find out tomorrow if this game was won by Kilgore or the ref crew.
Yeah, the ref crew makes a beeline for the locker room, of
Yeah,
course.
if I were them, I'd go too. I don't blame them. Have a safe drive home tonight, fellas. Thanks for your service.
Yeah, just
But wow, what a ball game. Folks, if you bought a ticket tonight, you got your money's worth. So next week, what do we got, Todd?
So next week, I'm not sure who's on the schedule next week, but I think we are Lindale, and we are back home. Is that correct? We're back home against the Lindale Eagles next week. So for myself and the voice of the Buckeyes, Jeff Rash, we will see you next week against the Lindale Eagles. Good night.